Uh-oh. I just realized I probably scammed some of the watch streak. Sorry! What is up? Welcome back, one and all. Apologies. Today got hectic. Real life stuff came up. We've been trying to sort some things in the background, including a certain weekly format. Eyebrows. That hopefully we'll have more info on soon that should be returned. So yeah, that kind of bogged us down. But we back now. And we'll probably live for a few hours here. We've got some interesting ones, actually. There was one already that caught my eye from today. Dumu versus Krakeri, that we want to check in on. So we'll start with that. I believe it was Byzantines versus Japanese, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Byzantines versus Japanese on Rocky River. I'll be live for probably like, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 hours. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. So basically, a bunch of things came up behind the scenes that I need to sort on both my own content and also for some other creators. So that's why we're a little bit late going live. But we are here now. And I don't really have anything to say about KPMM yet. But I'm hoping to have info end of this week. I think the goal will be end of this week. Oh my god, dude. My hair's annoying me. It always knows. So yeah. Dude, like the amount of spam I get on Kick from like trash bots. I don't want it, dude. Get out of here. Leave, be gone, do not come back. Thank you. I got my Twitch bros, my YouTube bros. They're all real people. They keep me safe. They keep me comfortable. They keep me... Yeah, let's go comfortable. They keep me... My brain is not working today. When you have companions. Opposite of lonely. Crowded? I don't think there is like an obvious one, right? As an opposite to lonely. What would the opposite of lonely be? To keep me popular? I don't know. Like they keep me company. Brain. You missed this peak cable magic? Bro, why you gotta be like this? Like, bruh, why you gotta be this way? Like, it's just rude. It's just unneeded. It's disrespectful. All right, let's see who's gonna be friendly disrespect here. Actually, we need to... Boop. Oh my god, I forgot. It still uses the wrong overlay, doesn't it? 1 second. So, before I unpause this, because we were doing the casting before, right? We had to use a different thing. We want to do name covers, because we got 2 fakes. We got Krakeri. Fake. And then we've also got Mr. Dumu. God, I wish you could just use Steam nicknames. It's kind of unfortunate you can't. We also need to make that bigger, right? We need to make Dumu bigger. I don't provide this service to everyone. That was a good one, KP. You're a funny guy. There you go, guys. That works, right? Man, Dumu's name looks so empty. No, I think like the thing I was looking was they keep me company. That was what I wanted. All right, anyway. Let's get to it. In fact, 1 second. I was just checking this. Like, it's actually kind of crazy with Krakeri. I think he's ranked in the top... Is it close to top 10 now? Let me have a look. This guy was just casting a grand finals on a LAN, and he's already grinded his way into the top 10. Proof that being near greatness rubs off. Guys, we're checking in on Krakeri going up against Dumu. One fresh back from a trip to StarCraft land, the other one deeply immersed in Age of Empires 4. I mean, it has to be, like, you know, this guy has to win. Oh my god! 1 second. I've paused the recording because I just realized I entered the names. I done everything right, guys. And do you see what went wrong? They're on the opposite bloody sides. Oh my god. You can't make this up. That is such a kick. Alright. We'll do this one. Dude, the effort we put in, by the way. Like, can someone pat my back for effort? Because we put a lot of effort in doing this extra crap. TBH. Alright, and we want pink, right? Oh, that pink is way too strong. That pink is horrible. Horrible. I mean, that one isn't much better. Dude, okay, I'm just going to go like... Whatever, that's close enough, right? No, now that's tilting me. It's so off. We're pink, not purple. I guess it's like... I think what I want to do... is there. That'll do. That's close enough. Alright. We done it. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. Like, we lined up the colors. We got it all right. And then I realized they were the wrong way around, so we just had to go in and modify all that. But yes, we're checking in on Dimu and Krakeri here on a Relic River. Krakeri, he's going to have the Japanese. He's actually been spamming them from what I saw, right? I think he's actually had quite a few Japanese games. In fact, his last 10? Yeah, the last 10 games, I think more than 10. And he's been finding great success here, ranking all the way up to be 9th in the world. On the other side, it's going to be Benny Boy. Good old Dimu, who I think maybe the oldness is setting in. Nah, he's still good, guys. He's sitting, I think, rank 8th. So he slipped a little bit. He's been farming up MMR. I believe his stream name today was Where is Kiliadi? Because his name, as you can see in-game, is Kiliadi MMR Drainer. And he's been living true to that. The amount of wins he's got off of Kiliadi is crazy. It's gotten to the point that for good marketing, Kiliadi, if we actually cast one of his wins, he comes in and gifts us up. The problem here, Kiliadi, by the way, if you do watch this later, is that I can't actually cast your wins if you keep hiding your data. So, I mean, I would take that. That's a good farming gig, right? Get given a sub just to cast a win. Just find these like 5-minute long games. Get a sub every time. Kiliadi is in Finland, which means they're paying, like, I'm getting $3 per sub, which means, like, if I cast 5-minute wins and only focus on 5-minute wins, he does enough games with the 5-minute wins. Even if it's 10 minutes, actually. I guess that's like, what, $30 an hour? Wait, no, 10 minutes would not be. My maths is bad there. That's $18. Okay. Yeah, like, that's okay. If you can get him to do it all the time. But yeah, no Kiliadi here. Just a man mocking him. Or honoring him, I guess. And that's... Wait, has Krakeri been doing 2TC Japanese? Oh, this is a very different opening from Japan and what we're used to seeing, guys. We have the Forge play. And he's gone Daimyo, but he's still gathering. So this is 2TC, right? 2TC with what? Like one night upon age up? That was interesting. This used to be a build, guys, but it fell off in popularity. The idea is that you gather stone until you have enough gold for an age up. And the amount of stone you get is basically bordering on being at TC up. That's sick. We have not seen this build in months. In fact, I feel like it's been over a year before this was even really being seriously experimented with. Now, a little bit of a missed macro, though, because Krakeri definitely has got way too much food gathering going on right now. He's probably going to end up being at, like, what, 600 food at least by the time he ages up? That's not great. Yeah, I think he miscalibrated. Like, feedback here would be to push one across the stone earlier. Is there a one in which you get to water? No, because you need gold, right? So you can't even go for wheelbarrow to be more efficient about this. I like this, though, instead. He switches on the wood. He's like, okay, fine. I've clearly... You're right, KP. I've got way too much food. This is out of control. So what he does, he starts prepping the wood because the idea here... I mean, it's not going to be the Daimyo Uma Bannerman play because he's not going to have the gold for it. But remember, he needs to go to TC, and that requires wood. So he's just prepping the wood now. Probably could have done it a little bit earlier, but I think the mindset of Krakeri here is that he's probably edged this out. Yeah, you can see with the queue up. To be able to get there, have just enough villagers, just enough food to get there. And that means that he's going to save on walking distance, switching people back and forth between wood and food. This is pretty cool. Is Dimu doing anything innovative? Wow. It's a cistern line. I've never seen that before. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dimu. Okay, it actually is pretty cute looking. You know, if you were playing against a new player, they might actually think that this stops them getting the base. Yo, if you were playing against a Myth player or an Age of Empires 2 player, they might think that they can't walk beyond this. Boom. Yeah, Dimu's just checking that someone else hasn't hijacked Krakeri's account. Gold switch now, though. Interesting. So is he going for the Uma Bannerman after all? Oh, wait, dude. He's scrambling my brain. This is not 2 TC, is it? I think this is level 2 mana. So, double Knight Feudal Age? Okay, dude, like, Krakeri is doing some weird stuff right now. Can we just take a run that? This is so out of left field. I love it as well. Like, these are my favorite type of games. I love getting in a game like, oh yeah, he's doing this, and you go, wait, he's not, and then you go through the motion like, okay, so it must be this, and then you're wrong again. It's so fun because it means you found an exploratory game. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting bored of casting the same opening over and over and over again. It's why I beg and wait with great anticipation for giant patch drops that flip the entire meta. Some people are like, I need to learn a new build order. That's the fun part. The fun part is learning new things. There's only so much you can refine something until, you know, it's over perfected. You know, it's all good having this perfect diamond, but when no one can afford it, who cares? And it is indeed going to be Daimyo level 2. He's still got people on stone, so I guess that's for Arislets and whatnot. And this is going to be, what, double Uma Bannerman Pump FC? Like, I'm trying to think why else you'd want level 2 Daimyo this early. It's not efficient for the food gathering because you only have one farm being buffed up by 40%. That's a terrible exchange for 900 stone. Sorry, less than that, right? It used to be 300, now it's like 175, whatever. Still, it's a lot. Need more Benny Boys going up to 5. So why didn't Krakeri go for the 2 TC? I think one big thing you have to remember here, guys, is that Byzantines have been a little bit of a TTC slayer recently. With this level 5 system build, they remain very efficient on their gathering, and they push in to punish you. There we go. First Uma Bannerman's coming. Guys, he can go up to 3 Uma Bannerman with this play. Reminder, this is like playing French. Right, you get knights in the feudal age. Oh, this is really cool, man. He's definitely looking to wrinkle my brain a bit. I'll give him that. What do you think, guys? Do you buy into this play? Does this look good? I think I can see the credence. It's expensive. Like, the timings are definitely kind of staggered with the way this is played out. Like, I don't like the amount of stone that's been gathered. Unless he's going 2 Ts. Is he? No, there's no way he's rushing Show. Is he just rushing Bannerman for H2 cavalry? What? That's freaking wild, man. Bannerman diving in. Yo, what's up, Paper Cart? I see you with the raid. Thank you very much, mate. Shout out to Paper Cart. You just brought people into a wild and wacky realm of Krakeri. I love this. He's still gathering stone with 4. He's got extra Uma Bannerman coming. He kept this one alive and... No way. Like, okay. I was worried for a second that Dumu didn't have enough spears, but he's spamming them. He knows what this is. Because here's the thing, right? Like, there's a shock and awe logic of just one Uma Bannerman coming in. Like, okay, I dealt with that. I don't need more spears. And then you see more, and you're like, wait, what? But no, Dumu has plenty of spearmen, got Lombos, and... Well, congrats, Krakeri. You have got 3 Uma Bannerman, but I wouldn't really count it as 3 when 2 of them are this close to dead. And now we go Kaza, right? Could we not have just done that in the first place? What is this game? It's actually mind-boggling the way this has been played. Oh, good. Yeah, because guys, remember, like, all the Uma Bannerman have no HP, so you know all the Uma Bannerman must have 0 HP. They've all got less than 15% HP. He's definitely on his way towards Castle H. I imagine when we're looking at Floating Gate, unless we want to get creatively different, like, you know, you're going to have maximum efficiency farms at this rate. You might as well have infinite gold while camped in the corner. Okay, no memes. I would actually be okay with him going Buddhist. Damn, Uma got in. So, guys, the reason why I'd be okay with Buddhist monks here is because with the Buddhist monks and you just spamming them here with Zen, plus the rocket launcher palace, your opponent can't really dive you. So you'd have farms with maximum gathering rate that Japan can get by the time they're in Castle Age. and you would have infinite gold. You wouldn't have to leave your base. Now, like, I don't confirm or approve of this gameplay style in general. I hate the rattiness of it, if that was the idea. But you could do it. Instead, it's going to be the floating gate. Flammenwergers have arrived. And classic Japanese, they want all their houses near the berries for efficiency. It is going to cost him. Yeah. He's spamming up some houses behind this. We've got racks coming, so this should be Samurai to defend. Yeah. Samurai's not a bad idea. Lombos are really slow. You can destroy the Limitane. You can deal with the Kira Siphons. The problem with going Knights here is Knights will not deal with the Kira Siphons due to the spears being there. And if you go Yumi, they'll clear up the army, but they won't kill the Kira Siphons. So, like, for Krakeri, because it's defensive, he sees a lot of merit, a lot of value in going for Samurai. In fact, this is going to work out perfectly. Yeah, why? Like, bring Rome to you, right? Like, Dimmu is coming over here where he's building up the knights, building up the men. And look, guys, now we're switching Katana Bannerman. Katana Bannerman, by the way, like, without any hardened samurai, veteran samurai, whatever, to back them up. Remember, like, Katana Bannerman are also skill based on age. Look at that. You see that? They went up by, what was that? 3 damage, as well as the extra 30 HP, I think it was. Like, this is the thing you have to remember about Bannerman that's kind of busted if you get, like, a very long Dark Age, for example. They just scale based on the age. Although, the weird thing is, like, Dark Age Katana Bannerman, if you guys remember, we had a game where they came out and they were scaled for Feudal Age. A Dark Age version didn't exist. So, Samurai going to go chasing, but the Kira Siphons, oh, they go after the big racks. He has to say this is an expensive loss if it goes down. And he will just about thread the needle? No, he's going to lose it. Okay, so Flowing Gate, not worth. More Lombos arriving. Dumu loves these Lombos. He hums Royal Britannia while spamming them, usually. And the Metallic out. This is a terrible trade. Krakeri, I don't know what the hell we've done here. I don't know if I can really approve of it either. Is this the weirdest Japanese build we've seen all year? I think so. You know what, actually, like, if someone's watching this and they've seen a weird build, let me know. If you have an absurd build, let me know. I just highlighted that I'm sick and tired of just casting the same opening build order 50 games in a row. This is hella refreshing. Shout out to Krakeri for this. He's at least working some of these farms. He cannot get Shogunate, by the way, because he needs to find more stone. He's moving out for gold, though. Yeah, it's unfortunate. If he locked in this area, he has the stone. Instead, Dumu's just going to keep bullying him. Okay, look, I was just like, yeah, thinking outside the box. I love this. Shout that out. And I guess it's not really encouraging when I say all this, and then you're watching the out-of-the-box thinking lose really badly. I'm sorry. In fairness, Dimmu usually says that he tries to play off-meta as well. I don't know if I'd say, like, Longbow, Limitane go like this is as much off-meta. Like, actually, if anything, Byzantines have looked really good against Japan for a while because of these Kira Siphon timings. It was very popular, especially before the buffs around, like, Yumi play. When Japan was just going to go fast castle, what you do as Byzantines, you just Kira Siphon up. That was before the system change, though. Whether it still works for the new system build, I'm not so convinced, but when your opponent decides to gather 1,200 stone in their base in the first 10 minutes of play, I think you can pretty much at that stage do anything, right? Like, at that stage, you can pretty much just get down on the ground and do some push-ups. At that stage, you can make yourself a cup of coffee. Oh man, the amount of farms that have been lost here as well. So why is Dimmu diving like this? Because he's transitioning. Golden Horn Tower's on the way. He just wants to press everything. Right now, Krakeri, half of his economy is just not working. Might get worse soon as well. Does get the gate to get away. Gonna be crucial as well because Dimmu is hunting and kill let's call him Kill Yadi. Dimmu is hunting. Krakeri will be able to back away, but I mean, this game looks over. I don't really know what he's meant to do with this. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I guess the burn damage is low, but then the Lombos, they've got nothing to attack but buildings. They might as well build a Kira Siphon. It's actually wild just how good these Limitane Lombos have been at dealing with Castle Age Samurai. But it's raw numbers. Protoss versus Zerg. Only in this world, Zerg win. Wait a second, I mean, Cero did just win, so in fairness, Zerg always win. Thanks, Cero. Nah, Krakeri just has, like, no food. Oh, wait. Whoa. Hold up, Benny boy. We're a little bit tunnel vision. Yeah, he's so camped in the back, he just let Krakeri walk out for food. Krakeri, who would have otherwise only been able to get food riskily outside of the base. So he's going to get the safe berries. A big food booster, much needed. Krakeri was cooking, then burnt to me. Yeah, this is the thing, right? Like, it's important. You don't want to eat it raw, but you also... You don't want to, you know, overcook. Right? That's, like, this is definitely not a well-done steak. Sorry, well done is cursed. This is not a medium rare steak. This is whoa done. Especially with the amount of fires that's been lit under his ass in this game. How are we still going at this stage? Why is this game not just over? I guess Krakeri isn't like that far behind economically. That's a lie. He's up against Sistens, remember. Sistens adding 28% rather efficiency, which means that Dimu essentially has an extra 10 villages. But hey, at least he's got his gold. Wait. Is he gonna... Wait, did Dimu just click a deer? Oh, God. I'm assuming this was towards the end of Dimu's stream. Oops. Shinto somehow gets away with that. And hold on a second. Wait, how did this... Wait, what is happening in this game? Okay, let's pause this on Marvel levels. For a start, how is it that Krakeri has 4 relics? But then also, why is it that I'm seeing Byzantines go Imperial Age? Alright, at this point, close the notepads. Study time is over. These boys just want to have fun. Oh, yes, Ben just wants to have fun. Okay, I'm going to stop. God, I can actually, like, picture him in a Barbie hair. Going, I just wanna. No. Nah, these have felt like slow tech ups as well, by the way, from Dim. I don't know if it's because I've been watching a lot of China sushi recently, but like the 4 on the Golden Horn Tower, and now the 9 on the Foreign Engineering Company. You don't usually see people go Imperial Age with 9 workers, right? Usually Imperial Age is 16 or 20 plus workers building it. These tech timings have been slow. Not in terms of when they happen in the game, but just the bar filling up. Bombos are finally going to get cleared. Luckily, before they get elite tech, that would be death. But don't worry, guys. Krakeri can do this all day. He's doing his best Captain America impression. I can do this all day. Yeah, just add a little bit of a German twist on it. Don't look. No. We are bathing in this one, Krakeri. I mean, I was like, okay, the experiment failed, but now, now I'm just on board. Because as we were just singing, Ben just wants to have fun. Are you having fun, Krakeri? Oh, he might be. A Yumi switch up, which is intriguing against your opponent who's an age ahead. I haven't really ever seen Yumi work from an age behind. Somehow, by the way, Krakeri has got 3 sacred sites. It's not going to keep it, but it's good gold. I think Krakeri's going Imperial. Oh, man, this is brilliant. And thank you, Fatlop. I appreciate the gifted sub. Yeah, boys just want to have fun. That's going to be half this cast, and it's really cursed how bad my voice is because my daughter got me ill. I swear, I kind of have a singing voice. Not a great one, but like, I always see myself as that voice that can kind of slide in. You know what I mean? You know when like you hear an actor and like, well, I wouldn't buy his album, but yeah. That type of voice. It's just whenever you sing Girls Just Gotta Have Fun, you can't sing it right. Wait, did I miss the land snake? Oh my god, I did. My bad. We got distracted by other things. Wait, was that down here on the deer? Oh my god. Yeah, but like, how is he... He's lost over 10 extra villages. I mean, I don't know. Krakeri's coasting still, guys. Imperial's on the way. Apologies, that must have been the deer. Oh, man. We saw the land snakes walking down there, and then we got distracted by the east side. More land skeeks. That's what they're called now, there's land skeeks. Because these ones they've read the map. And reap the target, baby. And yes, Yorishiro TC is strong. Producing villages every 15 seconds. This is why you, like, this is the thing. It's just, we call this it's the German tax, right? Like the land snake, they used to do this all the time. They'd come by and they would butcher the peasantry. And it was almost like it was a population tax. Because, like, otherwise, too many people in the neighborhood. You can't always have an inter-conflict amongst the HRE states. So someone has to fix it elsewhere. This is ridiculous, though. Like, how are both of them getting Imperial in this game? You weren't even that far behind? No, you really aren't. Well, like, it's baiting because, remember, you're against level 5 systems. I think from Dumu's POV, he was, like, in a very good position, and then he just kind of, like, was thinking, okay, let's just have some fun with this. Mass Yumi Mounted Samurai? True. But you don't know what you don't know, right? Like, from this position, you would not be expecting him to be 2 TC. And this many groves is kind of crazy. Like, the fact he just went Imperial is surprising. I mean, you have the right idea with Yumi now, right? Like, we're going Imperial. So to defend Krakeri's logic of why he wouldn't want to have Mass Yumi'd here, he was an age behind, and it's like, you always get paranoid with Yumi when you're age behind. If you're building them from scratch. Because the logic is that Yumi are worse versions of standard archers. And archers usually don't feel that great from an age behind anyway. So you're building like a worse version from age behind. Normally you want something else first. I think Mounted Samurai was like, especially with the Lanchnik piece, a little bit rough. Mass Yumi versus Biz is meta? Oh, I think you can go like, you go raiding Mounted Samurai though. You don't just scale Yumi straight away, right? But like also, if you just do Yumi, I mean, I think Biz can do longbow cataphract, no? I do like longbows. I do like Yumi against longbows, though. I've been rating that highly for a long, long time. Oh, Castle the Crow. It's Castle the Yo boys. We've got the goodies, bringing it home. Yeah, he did put it in the back of the base here, so this is going to be maximum gains. He actually traveled a lot farther than he needed to. Pretty good map, actually, for Castle the Crow as well. Against this, definitely mass Yumi and Feudal. Yeah, but that contradicts your let's get all the Bannerman build, dude. If you weren't harvesting 1,200 stone pre-10 minutes, I would agree with the Yumi idea in Feudal. You fine-tuned this build. I mean, I can see you were cooking. We were food crafting early on about, like, the way with the villager pull was going to be on time onto the wood and whatnot. Like, we thought you were going 2 TC, actually. Like, twice over, your build looked like 2 TC. No! Speak to me, donkey. Speak to me. I'll be okay. I don't think it's okay. Donkey. All right, that was painful. That was 2,000 resources gone. Guys, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. We're a child-friendly game. Donkey's sleeping. See, look, he got up. He ran off map. We just didn't see it. Well, volley coming in. Yumi don't work too good once volley is in the equation. Unless Dumu starts attacking buildings. Wait, why is Dumu going Streltsy? Why is... against Yumi? Huh? What is this game becoming? You know when you have a game, you're like, I'm not sure if they're memeing. Like, this is one of those games right now, but this is the beauty of off-meta. Double Yorishiro archery range in Imperial Age. We're getting the spam on, boys. It's a shame that Krakeri did not get that wood delivered by his donkey. Oh, how good his economy would be for more Yumi right now. Krakeri, he seems to have, for a moment, forgotten that there is not a 5th age in the game. We have a lot of food and gold. Is he thinking of going Mounted Samurai? And yeah, like, we don't talk about this relic, right, Krakeri? Like, this one's just for show. Do you hear that? Even your own villagers are laughing at you. When are we getting this relic in? Oh, man. It's like... the thing is, it's not even, like, subtly against the building. It's just sitting there in the middle of the open when you look back at your base. It's like, even on the minimap, it's far enough away that, like, at glance, in theory, you should see it. But yeah, his eyes seem to be elsewhere. Yumi now rotating. You're using the wood for other things. I don't know. You've been floating 200 plus wood for a while. Nice, good old-fashioned incendiary arrows with 10 Yumi. Just the normal builds today. I love this so much. Villagers are going to get tickled away out. You're going to need a lot more kills than this, though, I'm afraid. Is he going double? He's going double mango on that. Oh, this is brilliant. Like, I don't know, Krakeri. Call me crazy, but maybe like a few Mounted Samurai. Okay, here we have stables coming. He had the Raxes, but hasn't been using them. But like a few Mounted Samurai here is nice. Like I think what happened here is Krakeri's like, oh wow, he's spread out a lot, right? Like he just took the entire tub of butter and spread it across the piece of bread. So now he wants to punish that. Because you got 5,000 resources and food and gold that just isn't being used. He can get more techs, but I mean, he's only building Yumi so far, so there's not really many more techs you want, right? 40C. Oh, for God's sake, this is what I get for clicking on a Dumu. Dumu, whenever he feels comfortable, like I see this so often. 40C Byzantines. Incendiaries is now there. It's actually able to one-hit kill the villagers. Which would be very effective if it wasn't for the fact that Dumu has got 4 TC. Oh my god, this game. We have got more farms coming in. Because, you know, when you got 3,000 food in reserve, what you really need is another 3,000 food. What is, like... Is he going for a wonder? If it wasn't for the wood, I would think Krakeri is going for a wonder. I am... He has 2,000 stone. He's already built a castle and he's still getting more stone. What on earth is this game? I feel like if I went and checked the chat logs, it would, like, Krakeri would just say, okay, I guess I'm dead. ... Want to have some fun? Question mark? I'm throwing so hard. No, dude. We're getting there. So we're going horseman now? Or are we going... There, we are actually going Mad Samurai. All right, it's happening. I will be real with you. This does feel a little bit like Don Artie's 60 APM challenge with, like, how much food and gold we let build up before we switched. No offense. It's just, this is lots of resources in reserve. I mean, in fairness, there is a logic behind this. It's called surging. You surge production to get a big bulk, because if you start trickling knights and reveals it, his opponent can counterplay. But now the idea is, wow, look at all these Varangian that have been built that are completely worthless. Wouldn't it have been nice if he'd been building spears still? Wasn't going to because of the Yumi. So like the whole idea is he's investing hard in the Yumi, forces his opponent to react, and then reveals the next hand full might, right? Instead of a trickle. Technically, Krakeri's winning on the relic front. Well, thank God for that, you know? Like, technically, Krakeri is winning on the food count. But we're at war. We don't care about food. Well, we kind of do, but we care about whether everyone's dead before we run out of food, baby. Technically, Krakeri is winning on the bannerman count. That's a pretty strong one. Also, in fairness, Krakeri does have more Yoroshiras. And guys, let's not forget he has more donkeys. Yes. Really, he's just got so many things going for him. Technically, Krakeri has the most rocket launchers. Which is actually quite impressive because Byzantines have access to Nest of Ease. This castle's starting to look a little bit sad. There is an army coming, right? Oh, they're coming, all right. Come, chameleon. Okay, we're in full sing mode today, aren't we? They'll come and go, but they won't come before it blows up. Castle goes down. Krakeri, he is rolled a 12 on intimidation. Looks more like a 7. For some reason, he is not fighting. It would be dishonorable to not give Dumu a chance to now build a counter. Is he scared of the land snakes? He actually might be. Land snakes are kind of deceptive when they start cleaving. But like, you have biology. And here we go. He goes in. He's just waiting for the unit to catch up. So will we break the front line? Krakeri needs big wins like this because he needs to keep the army big. He's losing on economy. At least when it comes to raw village account. And what a noob. Who would lose to 4TC? Yeah, it's 4TC, guys, sure. All right. We still don't have confirmation what the stone is for. It is not a wonder win condition, though. Yet. It could be. He's finally panic reacting to Limitane. This is the thing, though. Like, I don't know. This idea is cool from Krakeri, but the negative is just think about what happens here. Byzantines with the research speed. They already have elited up Limitane. It takes them no time at all. Yeah, there's no window, really. And that's why I think Krakeri was so paranoid about the pulling the trigger. He had to look to go. Not producing more Yumi, which is a little bit concerning here, actually. There's plenty of wiggle room in that population. Starting to reach into the farms, though. Demi needs to make sure he's got enough production coming through. The Sistans, they're being used on the flanks. So, more Limitane spam to come. 2 patches ago, Japan sucked. Not anymore! Owaru. He's going for the TCs. It'll be a tragedy for Dumu if he loses this 1 TC. He'll only have 3 left. I'm sorry, I did such a sarcastic mood because this game has been so entertaining. Yumi are gonna stand the ground. The Mad Samurai presumably just like watching. Just what they're into, really. We'll finally get on the move again. Okay, but like, so wait a second. So we done all that, and at the end you got Dumu from 140 eco to 120. I don't know if I'd say this was worth. In fact, I'm pretty sure I can say this was not worth. Because now Krakeri, like, he's burning his reserves. His food income is lower. Was the issue not enough Yumi? It kind of feels like maybe there wasn't enough Yumi for Krakeri. What a wild game. Either way, looks like Dumu is re-establishing the defense. The thing is, Varangian plus Limitane, very annoying for the Yumi in general. Unless you want to target fire, but the problem with target firing is, like, when you've got, 40 Yumi, you're always going to end up overkilling, so you have to pretty much have multiple groups of Yumi that you start stepping and A-clicking, or not even clicking with. That's a lot of micro to get any efficiency. And, well, Krakeri, this is kind of panic mode a little bit. He pulled the villagers onto a cannon emplacement fort. Luckily for him, I think the cannon is currently attacking the knights. He'll go for the repair now. Cannon shots coming. Oh my god. One more. He just needs one more. One more. For the glory. Wait, where did it go? Where did it go? What? Kill them. Yes. No, I mean, no. Tragedy. Oh my god. All right. He's still alive, technically. It is, however, a 40 worker lead still for Dumu. And that cost him a lot more knights. I mean, what remains isn't looking that healthy anyway. Got a new wave coming in now that he's locked in the gold. Bless him. Dumu's trying to pop block him. He's like, well, we're in Imperial late game, so you must be max pop, right? Them still holding the torch on the ground? Yeah, that's like the, you know, when you're at a concert and you hold your lighter up? It's that type of thing. Guys ever been to like a global warming concert and then just like got your lighters out to wave them around? I realized the contradiction. It's like going to a Feed the World concert and not eating your food, just throwing it in the trash. Well, someone that is nibbling their food and pumping it into a lot of meat. Dummy. 80 meat boys pumped. And look how quick this burn's gonna be. Yeah, it's not that same firepower. The cannon's not in, so it's gonna get blocked off the keep. He's got another backup castle. Cannon's coming in there, though. Low HP workers to die in one hit. We do have dives on the other side of the map, though, so Krakeri not to be outdone. He's looking for damage. This is a trade. If Dimu gets rid of both of the castles, he's happy. He's done a good thing here. He's taking Krakeri from 3,000 stone down to 1,000, you know? There's no possible way that Krakeri will get... Let me just double check. Yeah, there's no way he get... Wait. He's still going to get more stone, but also I love this. He's like, man, this game looks pretty bad. At any moment, Dimu could walk into my base and take the relics away from me. I guess if they're not in my base, that's not a threat. Wait, is he not going to get the castle? Is he seriously not going to get it? No, okay, no, the cannons are wrong. Oh, come on, again with this. Why do these cannons keep shooting the wrong thing? Oh my god, ADHD cannons, please. All right, finally this is over. Let me know what you think. Was Krakeri cooking or was he always cooked? Let me know down in the comments. I think the beginning of this, you promise, but I don't know. Do we need more games like this? We keep talking about needing to do the Bronze League Legends series, but this was just as entertaining as those with the weirdness that both of them came in with. Oh my god. That was... Oh, I say Japan has better infantry than HRE. Not really. All right, one sec. That one has to get uploaded. I don't know what the that's going to be uploaded as is the thing though. But it has to be uploaded, right? Bored of meta builds? This is for you. Yeah, in fairness, Krakeri won in our hearts for being diff, you know? Like he won for being diff. He playing Japanese, of course he won. I don't think that's how that works. I'm pretty sure that's exactly how that doesn't work. Okay, so do you guys want more Krakeri? Or would you guys like to see Kalp versus Sass? So we've got Krakeri versus Jif or Kalp versus Sass. Oh my god, that game. Dude, it's going to take a while to bleach that one from my brain. Sass hasn't streamed in a minute? Yeah. Hadn't really noticed. Is he retired? I don't know if I'd say retired. Maybe had to get a real job. We do also have a really good Avali Kiliadi game. I got recommended. Do you guys want to, like, do you want this one? Do you want to wait 3 minutes or do one of these other ones I mentioned? I still can't believe that game. Oh, reminder, you see that ping up? Click on the link, check out the Match Masters. So I was talking in my, like, contact stream elements, because that's what we done this campaign with, right? And, like, if we want to get signed up for more campaigns in the future, like, performance does matter. You need to do a little bit, right? So, easy one for you guys. Just on your phone, download that. and it helps track as a successful performance, which means we can get more sponsorships in the future, which will then give us more money to put back into tournaments, etc. Easy to do. I think we've had 4 people install so far. Come on, guys. It's just 1 click, and it's literally free to do. I had some fun with the game. I think I've reached the point now where, like, people, the cards are so good, it's kind of like I'm not going to win that often. But I got, like, I think I've got like 15 hours in it or something. I call it the perfect bowel movement game, you know? Yo, fat blot, my boy. I appreciate you. Yeah, I think, like, most of the time, that's why I always remind people, it's like, just doing that actually supports the stream a lot. I don't know if it's awkward for people because they click on it on a PC, like, I can't be asked to do this on my phone, maybe? Maybe that's the problem? I don't know. Because now that I think about it, because, like, majority of my viewership is desktop-based, right? They're not on their phones. So maybe that's why? Because I feel like 4 installs, usually you guys, like, activate like crazy. Not like crazy, but you do pretty damn good. But, like, when I keep looking at it, I'm like, 4 installs feels really low to what we've done with previous campaigns. Like, you guys are legends on the Opera GX, right? Like, we done 300 back-to-back. 600 across 3 months, pretty good. All right, I guess we'll check in on this one. Screw it. No one voiced differently. It's fine. We can check out the replay games a little bit later anyway. I think Krakeri had a game against Ravane that might be worth looking at on Hill and Dale. And then we have the Kiliadi versus Schnack one. And at some point, we gotta do the Kalp versus Sass. God, something tells me I'm gonna regret that one. Sass likes to all in, and it can backfire a lot, and like Kalp's playing Lancaster, so we'll see when we get to that one, but our boy has been cooking. That's right. It's the return of Krakeri live from the ladder for something special. This man has been playing a lot of Japanese. It's got him into the top 10, almost ahead of even Dumu on the rankings. And he's been doing a new innovative build. Let's see what he's got in mind as we hop in for this series. Going to be an interesting one, actually. Been a while since I've seen Jif Music, who was ranking up quite nicely, playing his House Lancaster. And Krakeri, he's got this brand new build, folks. Forge opening. But he does it on both the stone and gold. Yeah, so a little bit of a difference to what we saw up against Dumu. We saw Krakeri doing this build earlier when he was up against Dumu, though. In that particular game, he ended up doing, I think it was 4 on stone and gathered all the stone necessary to get a tech up. Because remember, when you play as the Japanese, you partially gather gold from stone and vice versa with stone on gold. And he's built everything that he can build, hasn't he? The house on the Ford berries, of course, to be expected. He's just got coverage up the wazoo. Just spawn for the House of Lancaster here. Not great. Wait, great. No, I didn't even notice that stone at first. This is a ridiculously good spawn for Lancaster. Stone, gold, secondary tree lines, all in range. The D's a little bit far away. That's the only thing that he got scammed on, but I don't think you really call this spawn a scam. Really good position for Jif. So I imagine when we were looking at Lancaster Castle, like, if he wasn't thinking about it, when you get this type of spawn, you're definitely thinking about it. Looking at the sheep. Yeah, that's an okay start, but he's being bested here. Jif is up at a total of 15 sheep. Only 11 for Krakeri, but he should have a little bit more distance to cover on his backside. Yeah, and there's still some kind of mid-sheep that neither player's gathered yet. No, we're not having this Jif-Gif discussion, not again. I refuse to take the bait. It's Jif. It's spelled J-I-F. It's definitely Jif at that point. God, this is going to be a thing if he ever plays in tournaments, isn't it? We'll be arguing over the pronunciation of his name. You know how like there's some things that you just kind of like let slide when someone says it, like you let it slide. But then there's other things where I fervently defend. You guys ever notice that with some of the pronunciations of things? I just won't let them get away with it. I'm like, no, it's Limitane. You will not take this away from me. My favorite one is when people are like, it's not a Bassett. It is, actually. That's a Bassett is how I think both the British and I believe the Middle East pronounce it, if I'm not mistaken. Kuristo was coming in, though. So this is the build we were talking about. Krakeri, he goes for the daimyo levels. He's already got level 1 before he's age 2, and he's still gathering stone. So he's gradually making his way towards the next level. Wood is being gathered, which is deceptive, because when you see this, you think that Krakeri is going for 2GC. Not from what we've been seeing. What we've been seeing, he actually tends to go for the Bannermans. And the idea is you want to get level 2 daimyo, so you can spam a lot more Bannerman out. Maybe not this time, though. Okay, so we've got something different. It'll be the Bannerman for harassment, but I think this is going to be Bannerman harass Fast Castle. And by the way, wait, Jiff? He didn't go for the Lancaster Castle. Color me surprised here, folks. We are not getting the expected eco boom that we see from every single Lancaster player these days. I mean, that's not entirely true, right? He's getting the stone, but he's not relying on the static defenses. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to see this play into Lords of Lancaster. I'm not convinced about Lords of Lancaster against Japan. There are a lot of good matchups, but Japan typically are worried about them going mass amount samurai. So I don't really know if I'd say the Kings have credence. But if you get to the late game, remember, Lords of Lancaster, they basically give you a second elite army tactics. Because you get 4 of them, 5% health scaling per. Makes your armies ridiculously heavy on health. Yeah, and it's interesting to think about like the scaling of that, right? Like when you get to the late game, you got to remember units, as they upgrade, they get more health. So percentile increases become more impactful. It can be the difference between getting 1 hit or taking a second volley of shots, which completely transcends and changes the nature of battles. So the idea with this Lancaster play, by the way, is to shut down the gold. I think why Jiff done this is he saw Krakeri spawn, and he wants to punish him. But Krakeri, I think he was thinking the same thing. The problem is, his Bannerman needs to defend the base. And that he'll look to do. Look at the damage. He just has the advantage by a mile here. Like, this is the sadness of this Lancaster idea. If it was a normal Japanese build, maybe, but then like a normal Japanese build would have an outpost up, right? In time. You see how bad of a fight this is. Even if he struck from the get-go, he maybe takes a third of the Bannerman's health. So that's a wash. And these Lancasterians were not cheap. 160 resources compared to Bannerman at 250. That is an efficient trade for Krakeri. And remember, the deflective armor is going to recharge for the next one. And the next one and the next one. So yeah, the only way that Jiff will be able to walk up is if he waits until he's got all the Lancasterians and then heads over with 4 lords. Problem is, now you're just camping your base and your opponent has got a knight circling. And also, you can set up the outpost. Yeah, this is not looking great right now for Jiff. He has at least got manners coming in, so 3rd one now completing. So a little bit of inflated economy, but I think maybe just the goal here is going to be Mirrored Castle. It's just tricky, as you're seeing, because this Bannerman is making life hell. Yeah, the pathing horrible there. Oh, God. And Bannerman. The idle time plus the worker kill is pretty nice. He might be able to get a second. A little bit clunky on the micro. Krakeri, just strike him. Okay. That should have been 2 worker kills. A little bit of a fumble there by Krakeri. Maybe he was expecting Jiff to pull away the injured party. He didn't. And that's unfortunate because, as you can see, any progress is now taken away. Yeah, when you commit onto this, you have to get the kills. The Abbey of Kings is there to heal, after all. Well, Jiff will now look to bring him to heal. Because that was an expensive reinvestment. 250 resources away from your tech up, now going into a reinvestment. And no, the lords do not affect villager health. You can see right there, it's nearby military units, specifically. God, could you imagine how ridiculous that would be with villagers? 20% increase. plus textiles. Nah, we ain't talking about that. Let me get me talking about fishing boats and how tanky they would get. The interesting thing, by the way, is the Lords of Lancaster, I'm pretty sure we tested this. They do work with boats, which is a little bit nuts. Outpost rush. He's going to have to dive, which he can do. The Lords are really tanky, guys. Yep. Is he going to force the cancel? Krakeri? Not like this. A loss of wood there. And the villager. Wait, it's 2 villagers here. The Uma Bannerman, the body blocks. If he finesses this right, but he's not going to be able to. Krakeri gets the denial. 2 more worker kills. Outpost is still being attempted defensively. The cancel comes in from Jiff, though. He might actually just be happy with this outcome. It sucks he lost 3 villagers, but look at the macro. Krakeri has had to resort to idling out on the gold. Meanwhile, Jiff, the White Tower, is now on the way. Yeah, no King's College here. This type of timing, you go King's College, you're dead. There's an Uma Bannerman coming, so you need to have a defensive landmark to protect you in these areas. I, by the way, am voting for Krakeri to win this because I don't trust Heresy. All those injuries just being miraculously healed. The floating rocks in their base. Jiff is a witch. I mean, it all adds up. Even the ability to just convince everyone they have more health. Absolute heresy going on here with the Lancasters. He's going to find his age up. Krakeri ready to start his own in about 15 seconds. You ever seen the floating rocks before? It can happen quite a lot when you're on the edge of like cliffs and whatnot. I don't know if there's any other examples on this map that are happening right now. I think most of them have been on point. I say a lot. A lot is like a drag. I've had it happen a few times. Normally when it's like very, very weird inclinations like that. All right, Lords of Lancaster on the move. 300 HP each. And also remember the Earl's Guard now, a lot more tanky. Yeah, 150 to 188. They basically have their Imperial Age health. Reminder, by the way, Lords of Lancaster got improved in a recent patch. They previously were not getting more armor per age up. That's now been fixed. So they used to be locked at 2 armor. They now go up to 3 when getting castle. He's going to go for the dive. Remember, this is also an ability to get worker kills. With the Earl's Guard, the dagger throws do 17 damage, meaning that 3 of them will kill a worker. The perfect number. Floating gate still not complete for Krakeri, so he can't really try to contest this. In fact, I love that. Jiff goes even deeper. He's going to lose one of the Lords. Uma Bannerman's coming to defend. The outpost is definitely going to be brought down. The villagers have to run for the high hills. Age up is complete, but Krakeri only got enough gold for 2 mounted samurai. Meanwhile, Jiff, it's not Earl's Guard spam. Guys, he's switching to spears. Spears and knights. This is cool, actually, because like technically, in theory, Earl's Guard can work. You just spam them and snipe Uma Bannerman 1 by 1. It's annoying, though, because of the deflective armors. So instead, it's a full switch up. Lords of Lancaster are being kind of sacked a lot. I don't like that. You want to try to keep them alive because they buff everything. Like, the thing is, if you have Lords of Lancaster here, the maths favors the knights against mounted samurai only if you take away the Uma Bannerman. Because although there's deflective armor to remove a lot of damage, you have the raw increase in HP to take that hit. And Monk Rush now, Jiffs. He's just trying to get on the map. There's a double whammy reason behind this. Like, it's very good for him because he needs the gold influx, but it's also really bad for Krakeri. Because remember, Japan, they're all about tempo. They play into Castle Age, they get map control, they take relics. They do that organically with either landmark, actually. And no, neither player is going fast in. Turns out that's a special recipe for a Dumu Krakeri game. Who'd have thunk it? Jiff, give him 10 minutes. He's got mana level 2. I actually kind of prefer this. I think I've been saying this for a long time, and I stand by my statements. I think it's going to come true. House of Lancaster is kind of overrated. It's very, very strong, but I think Abbey of Kings is underrated is the more important thing here. Like, if you don't experience harassment, then you can go for a fast castle build and get the White Tower anyway. So you have the defense. So you're only really worried and feel like you need the House of Lancaster Castle in Age 2 when you're up against a very aggressive Civ. Where's the Yuumi? I don't think he knows yet. He's about to get full confirmation now, so he sees the bulk of it. A lot of spears. Don't like that he's keeping the knight with the army, though. Would love to see this actually rotating for kills instead. Relic game is looking really good for Jiff. 4 relics soon. And the 5th one has not even been moved for yet. Krakeri's now going there. Last game he complained he didn't have enough wood. Apparently this time he had enough wood for a Shinto shrine that might never actually get anything in it. And the... Wait, what? We've got Onimusha. Is he soul reading what Jiff is doing? Because Jiff is actually going Olsgard. I think instead maybe this is about using Onimusha for raiding. And then going Yuumi on a delay. Because like you see this many spears, the answer is Yuumi. You could also go for Foot Samurai. Foot Samurai are a solid answer as well. In fact, I kind of like the idea that like Onimusha plus Foot Samurai is a pretty cool comp. But Yuumi Bannerman is definitely the more cost efficient, right? But yeah, it looks like Krakeri is just taking a full raid focused approach. We'll move in. Jiff caught doing very weird walls actually. Like what? Now guys, in fairness, I believe what Jiff is from the Isle of the Isle of Man? So he lives on an island. They don't actually know what walls look like. He's just guessing at this point, which is why the walls look so weird. Ram now. Well played. Rams, which also, by the way, get a lot more tanky. We do have more and more Onimusha coming, though, and I'm a little bit worried here. Yeah, because the problem is you can't get a fight. Like, technically, Krakeri can just delay. In fact, Krakeri is about to take the military lead here. Also, Eco lead is building, remember. He went for the Yorishiro drop in the town center, so urgency here for Jiff. Jiff, who has already chosen the path of manners. He's looking to get the additional one, and I think he has got the funnel one. No, it's actually really slow to arrive, so 6 mana not coming in yet. I think Jiff's in a really bad spot. Well... See, now I'm going to contradict myself because I'm like, I want to say he's in a bad spot, but then also at the same time, he's playing Lancaster. It's bluntly, simply that simple. It's just a Civ that in these situations where most Civs would kind of be dead with this type of map control, etc., and this pressure coming, they find a way of surviving. But the problem is, one thing I do see, the white tower protects the gold. It does not protect all this. Woodline, food, all of that is susceptible to being hit. So yeah, he needs to get some more defenses if he wants to feel safe here. Yeah, this is the weird one, actually. Like, I mean, he needed the white tower there for the gold to secure originally, but now just everything else is exposed. 10 village lead for Krakeri. He's ramping up, and we do have a full Yuumi switch now, which makes sense because we can see Jiff has fully invested now in the spin and defense. As you'd expect here. Like, it's just... For Lancaster, they're trying to be lean. If you try to go in someone like Yeoman, too expensive knights, why would you? Your opponent has Onimusha, Mount Samurai. Olsgard is a timing-based build, and we're past that time. It's like, you know, it's weird, but in a way, Lancaster just kind of runs out of options quicker than a lot of other civs, I want to say, when it comes to unit diversity in these situations. Villagers are getting out of the berries. Jiff needs all the food he can get. The Yuumi Bannermen have not been revealed yet, by the way. First ones are now arriving, and that's bad news central for Jiff. Reminder, he does not have the clutch up play of the Lancaster Castle with the Yeoman pull. He does not have the clutch up play of the Demi Lancers. This is the trade-off, right? We said like Lancaster Castle is somewhat overrated. But the reason why people trust in it is it fixes a lot of binds in Castle Age. If Jiff can survive this bind, he'll be a lot better for it with the buff rather from the Lords of Lancaster and Imperial. Right now, it is not looking good. Krakeri, he's got the Yuumi upgrade on the way. He's building into the Rams. And Jiff, he's going into crossbows. Not great against Yuumi. In fact, it feels like most things he's building get counterplayed by Yuumi. One exception being there's Earlsguard. Do have Yeoman also on the way. This is expensive. For 5 manas, this is really, really expensive, guys. And also, he doesn't ultimately have that much wood to play this long term. Good news for Jiff fans, he does have a decent amount of gold pump with the relics. So that could find him on his way towards his veterancies, which he is sorely lacking. He's also missing the Steeled Arrow 2, which was very, very good for the Oath. Great read. Punishing the marketplace. Because, like, right now, you want to be able to potentially sell to get more food here. Just to get a bulk army together. That option's now going to be removed. Krakeri coasting right now. Yeah, triple Ram. 30 plus Yumi. If Jiff can get Sync Shot, arrow range really changes things up. But I just don't see how he's going to be able to afford it. It's a 700 resource tech. So much easier said than done in these type of games. Yeah, and I mean, if he can't get his hands on that tech, how is he ever wiping the Yumi? This is the thing in these situations, you know. We can talk about the potential out for Jiff. But when you get into these conundrums, the simple question you ask yourself is, how hard is mine or your build to execute? It's that simple, right? Based on that, you can then discern who is going to be favored. Because even at the highest level, this is the other thing that people really forget. Is like, even at the highest level, the simpler build, more value. Unless the complex nature of the counter build is overwhelmingly advantageous if executed perfectly, right? Like, technically, Sync Shot with 50 Yumi is an example of that. But it's still very hard against this comp. And that's why usually you'll see most people just back the simple approach. Yumi, Mounted Samurai, boxes him in here. If Jiff comes out, he risks full defeat. Now, good news, actually, for Jiff. What is Krakeri doing? He rotated around. Did he not know about the wall? The weird wall? I mean, I kind of can't blame him. This is just time. He needs to be looking for a fight. He just got a warning that the archers are over here, but no, he panics. There's a ram. Oh, God. He just needs to survive until 9 manas. He can't get 9 manas, guys. That's the point. The stone keeps getting harassed. He's not getting 9 manas in this game. Sacred Site win condition at least removed. That was a miracle. What? 1 spearman. Dies to the glory of the Empire. So does get rid of that timer. But did you guys look at Krakeni's macro recently? 69 is a nice eco to be going in with. Clash. Looks like it's about to be underway. Not Samurai. Bait out the spearman. Wait, he sent the yeoman over? Okay, so it's just spears here against a handful of Yumi, Onimusha, and Mounted Samurai. You'd think spears would win. No, they won't win that. That's not a favored fight. There's not enough of them. There's too many Mounted Samurai. Second wave of Yumi arrives. And the villagers scramble for safety. Jiff with the lack of willpower 21 minutes in. Lack of any defense here. It's just Yeoman now reacting, but they react too late. And the Yumi now diving on the other side. Krakeni's got him in full Benny Hills mode. Oh, God. No Sync Shot either, remember? He never got that tech. So even if he can reach these Yumi, it's not going to be a quick wipe. And instead, it's going to be a quick clear out of this game. He's had enough bully. The Imperial Age will lock it in for Krakeri. Oh, man. This was a weird game. What do you guys think of the Lords of Lancaster, though? The Abbey of Kings builds. Do you want to see more of it? Do you think it's underexplored? Do you think there's potential there? Or do you just think it's a meme? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you all in the next chapter. I don't know. I don't know if that game is uploadable. Probably not. Number 4 on ladder. Dude, you got to get in there before everyone from the land gets home and takes the spots. Yo. Yeah, you can almost overtake Beastie. It's less than 100 MMR. Go, 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 go. You got this, Krakeri. You got this. I don't, like, I'll be real with you. I don't think you're going to catch Louis. He's already playing again, right? Did he fly home straight away, or is he staying in Denmark? Because he was playing 5 hours ago. So you're not catching Louis. Louis is currently 2,415 elo. For reference, guys, second place is 2,284 elo. Also a Chinese account, actually. Wait, who is rank 2? Is that CSO in rank 2? Maybe. This is where you start playing with a second account? Nah, dude. Peak time to farm a few more games. Very important that you get this rank, Krakeri, so that you have favorable placement in the KPMMs. That's the strategy. Get the rank, sit on it, milk it. You found the loophole. Alright, guys. So, I was told this game was very entertaining. Snack versus Spare Yardy. I just need to find the correct snack, because it turns out there's a lot of snacks. Lowercase, this one. Nope. Don't think it's this one. This one. Rank 7, definitely not. There we go. So Snack, I think, is ranked 14th in the world. 16th. And we're looking for a dry Arabia game. Alright, here we go. Un momento. S'il vous plaît. Loading up the game now. Sorry, just double checking someone. We'll get in game in a sec. Alright, yep. We're good to go. There is a new mysterious account in the top 20 on the Age of Empires 4 leaderboard right now. And he is snacking on people's MMR. Poor little Spare Yardy, aka Kill Yardy, has to experience this prolific IBIB spammer. In fact, he spams it so much, I will show you guys at the end of the game the amount of IBIB games this guy's been playing. Let's get into it. The identity of this person, yet to be revealed. Let me remove the nameplate. That was from a Krakeri game. But Spare Yardy, we know to be Kill Yardy, who has been suffering at the hands of Dimmu. I think he took the opportunity to wait until Dimmu was offline to queue for the sanctity and safety of his MMR. Roos is a quick way to try and get some MMR back. I'll give him that. Meanwhile, Ibids, I don't think Ibids has been looking bad per se. I'd say they have been looking like a solid mid-tier Civ for a while. Maybe mid-upper tier. Curious to see what they can do in this one. I mean, Roos versus Ayu. I quite like a lot of what Ayu can do. Horse archers get debuffed by the camels naturally. Desirees in the second age can be a little bit dicey against archer plays, the only risk. But there are ways that you can essentially punish your opponent for playing pro scouts. In fact, we've seen this from like Ayu, Marine Lord. That was against Delhi, where he played like a spear, lombo, spear archer, horseman type build to apply pressure onto the greed of his opponent. I wonder if you could do that here against Roos. It's a little bit different because obviously Roos don't really come out for gold. They do, of course, have to come out for the food. Louis Snack? That is the golden question, isn't it? They're a rank 16 account. And they have only started playing really this season. They were ranked 892nd in Season 9 with 23 wins. They currently have a 75% win rate. And their account is flagged as in the UK. But I'd be very careful on those account flags because we've seen before, for example, Ravane, who shows up as in Germany and, as we know, is from the Middle East. So, don't trust it. Like, after I organized all those VPN sponsors in Age of Empires 4, I kind of brought this upon myself. How are we looking on the sheep, though? That's actually pretty good. I guess that's, like, reasonable. Good is an overextension of statements, right? Like, Snack, he got 12 sheep compared to Spare Yardy at 11. But obviously, Spare Yardy went double. And wait, what is happening? Sorry, let me flip that around. I just realized I'm confused with the UI. What is this game? Wait, what? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a new meta. Like, wait, what? We've got Kremlin and we've got Master Smiths. Oh my god, did he know? Master Smiths, that'll give you access to siege engineering. Man, this is a go build. There's an interesting thing now. With the change to the Master Smiths, like, you have timings in Feudal and Castle Age. So in Castle Age, they added in the Military Academy tech, the one that produces units quicker as a default. And then obviously, the thing you've always had in the Feudal Age is you get the immediate level 1 techs, and you get siege engineering, which gives you a very aggressive timing. Actually, no, I'm an idiot. You don't need that fire. That's not even in there. My brain. Okay, scrap that. Doesn't matter. You're not getting anything extra. But, like, the idea is this has always been good because time is everything, and if you get it quick enough, nice. The problem I've seen with most Master Smiths builds is that people forget to build a Blacksmiths quick enough to take advantage of it at all. Damn. I kind of sitting here now thinking, if only Ibis was a civ that didn't have siege engineering by default, how glorious this tech choice would be. Does he know about the Kremlin? Oh, he's about to find out. He's walking into the base. Doesn't see a Golden Gate yet. And yeah, it's only 2 on the Kremlin, so it's not a risk of dying when he dives around here. He will get the info. He knows what he's up against. And I wonder, do we just now see archers as an opener? Racks. Oh my god, he thinks it's pro scouts. Because the problem with spears here, guys, is like your opponent could go archers, right? And like normally the risk of that is they're going pro scouts, they're not going to go archers. Maybe it's okay though, because this was 2 TC. I didn't want to jinx it. But this was the classic reason people done Kremlin in the past. We've got 2 TC Rus. Oh my god. Kilyardi, the man who hates macro games, is about to play a macro game. What on earth? I mean, can't make this up. It's happening. And you know what the response is going to be out of blue. Is going to ramp up into aggression. We've got Horseman plus Racks. I wonder if he goes for a 1-1-1. And there is no way you can change one of them from the color blue. That's not the way the UI system works. I wish it was. I don't know why spectators can't choose the colors to give people. It would make a lot more sense, but welcome to the caster experience. At least I don't have to make tags now to cover, or like overlays rather, to cover timer lines, right? Actually, that's still a thing when I cast free-for-alls, so yeah. Does Kilyardi even know what he's up against? Well, he's finding out now. He's the spearman. Luckily, reacts just in time there before losing the scout. Not the end of the world, right? Because you could just build more out of the Rus cabins, rather, but still annoying overall. Snack. And no, what you would have seen someone do is this. Now, this looks good. Do you want to know what the problem is, though? That's the problem. This is why you don't use the default red-blue mode. Because when you switch, it'll keep switching like this. Double archery now. Okay, so we are going to get archer spam. This is what I was waiting for. Archer plus horseman should probably be your end goal because you're expecting your opponent to react archers anyway. It's the best go-to for Kremlin because Kremlin gives you a wooden fortress, meaning your wood line is buffed anyway. This is kind of inefficient, though, man. Like, the way this played out, it kind of feels like he needs more things to gather back here because he's just walking new villages all the way across without wheelbarrow. Yeah, that's a little sinful. Seeing the no wheelbarrow build actually does hurt me a bit. It's weird as well, actually, because Kiryadi could afford it. He's just being a cheapskate. Which aligns, you know? When we were in Norway, this guy didn't offer to buy me a beer. No. No, no, no. That reminds me. Baltu owes me a sandwich. Is he planning to go ram all in now? He's trying to hide around the stealth forest. I just think, like, something I kind of hate. I wish there was such a thing as light stealth forest, deep stealth forest. So light stealth forest would barely impact scouts' vision and units' vision. Only a little bit. But deep should make it even hard for scouts to see through. Because the thing is, like, this idea of just hiding, waiting, only works if your opponent legitimately isn't watching or looking for you. Because the scouts will see through these tiny stealth forests with ease. Double arch range now. So Kiryadi's ramping up. And Blue? Blue has tech advantage right now. We do at least have Teal getting into Steeled Arrow, but that's still going to be Undermesh missing for potentially the first engagement. As the Rams are now on the way. If he... Ooh. Yeah, no, you kind of have to stop for 2 to 3 Rams here for clean clear. But if you do that, then your opponent can just get Undermesh. Because he'll have enough time. I wonder if maybe Snack should be going into more Horsemen here for the dive. Because otherwise you're just having an Archer Ego Chow. And right now, you know, the numbers aren't really with you. It's 8 to 8 Archers. Spears. Snack. A little bit slow on the reaction. That's fine, though. Just leave the Spears to build the Rams. Use the Archers to scare away. The problem is he's about to be outnumbered. Is his rally... Oh, God, his rally point's off. Yeah, no, Snack. He didn't bring in the next wave. Still, Ram's going to go up. He will just clown car inside. So double Ram now. He's moving in for the kill. It's an 11 worker lead for Speyardi. Pretty confident position to find himself in. I don't think he was expecting to see that many archers reinforcing, though. Speyardi. Getting target fired down, but it's not enough for a one-hit kill. TC's starting to be attacked, but Blue needs to get more troops across the field than this. Yeah, this is not looking great, guys. Like, it's going to be defense. Speyardi is going to need to repair his way through this, though, or pull for the torches. He's got 600 wood, so he should be good to just repair. And torch play is now going to come in, so we'll be able to chase this away. Blue does the right thing pulling back, but this was an expensive dive, guys. Didn't really yield much. No, like 7 to what? 13 archers? Horseman spam is now coming, though. I wonder why we didn't get this sooner. He might have been worried about a spear counter. It's like, from Blue's perspective, he wants to make sure he's got enough archers his opponent can't go spears. But the problem now is you're kind of at a desperate point where you're just rushing horsemen in. One by one. And that's never going to work. It's also tricky where you stand because now you're trying to dive horsemen, not just underneath a TC, but in range of the Kremlin. Remember, the Kremlin hits a lot harder. It's 13 base damage on a strike. Has a bunch of upgrades in there. Even has the castle turrets upgrade. If you guys remember that one. That gives +2 to every garrison. So yeah, this is the awkwardness of trying to do horsemen. I think that's why Blue didn't want to go for it so early. Speyardi loving that line formation, it seems. Yeah, I think the idea is if it's a bad fight, he gets out of range quicker. If it's a good fight, he's like perfectly formatted to chase into his opponent. Dive into the Kremlin here. Snack. Still not doing anything to the Rams, but he did actually repair them. Okay. So we're being lean and efficient here. I would love to see an archer range. Like right now, I think that's the thing that's kind of missing. Forward archers would be really smart because at this pacing, you're just going to get outmassed. Right? Currently, Speyardi at 18. Snack still has the count at 27. It's just a case of getting them here. That's been the challenge. Instead, it looks like that worker's going all the way home. Unfortunate. Horseman archers. Is old man Kilyadi just getting out micro? It feels like it. Kind of surprisingly so, actually. Ram's coming in again. Wait, was he trying to age? Look at his food and gold. No, he's trying to switch knights. He may have chosen the worst time to try and go knights. He needed more archers. Koyati, it's indecisiveness? Like, he's just not committing wood. Needs something for the repairs, of course, but still, now the villagers, they're starting to get hit up. They're going to have to walk away. Textiles makes it hard for the kills there, but the Rams are achieving their objective. Down to under 1,000 HP on the secondaries TC. Bordering on fire at this stage. More villagers now being pulled, but this is desperation play by Spare. Kremlin Fire starting to come into the picture. It's not going to be good enough, though, because the archers have already been cleared. TC's barely holding on. Teal, he's out of archers, which means that Snack has got only one thing to om-nom down upon. First knight's going to come out. It's going to be a gremlin pull as well. Gremlin's terrible against archers. The knight may give him a stay of execution, but it's still burdensome. Look at the repair crew. This is getting out of control. Spare Yardy, he's using, what, 17 workers to keep this town center alive. He's running out of wood. Snack. This is never ending. How is that town center not dead? It might be now. I think he's ran out of wood supply. Maybe a little bit suboptimal on the walk speed and the distance. He's also trying to set up farms behind this. So he just gives up. He says, screw it. This is just not worth it anymore. TC goes down. Golf claps all around. But for all that effort, Snack does now find himself 15 workers behind. So next up, some idle time is needed. He's going to circle towards the tree line. Actually, would have been pretty smart to send the ram in here. Little tip and trick for Snack. If you put the ram in here, your archers can hit the villagers. They can't kill the ram. If they do it, they die. So maybe a little bit missed opportunity there. Because you can stick some archers here as well to cover the entry, and then you can stand here. That gives you vision from the ram to kill archers. To kill villagers rather with archers. Horseman. Go for a little poke. We'll get scared away. Walls already went up, so good foresight there. I hope that is not a gap. It looks like on the minimap it is. Next up should be the houses. This is also tricky for Teal, because Blue has got some spearmen inside that ram. So if you get a little bit too close, you're going to get pinched. For all that eco lead, it doesn't really feel like it when you look at the resource count, right? Yeah, it shows you the impact of idle times, really. Kind of mention ease of access onto resources. Speaking of some of those resources, Teal, whoops. Will be a run for safety. Does have the textiles, so should be fine. Is Blue playing this too slow? A little bit. He's trying to open options with getting rid of these walls and whatnot, but we're not seeing any hard commitment with the Rams. The Rams should be capable of getting pretty deep here with all these archers behind them. I think he's realized that. He's moving in now. Goes on to the hunting cabins. Snack doesn't see the worker line yet. He's close to revealing it. Kilyadi, one night will not do. You need more. Snack may be running out of food. Looks like he's got extra resources. He's got the deer, right? He should be fine here. He's got some runway on this. Well, yeah, of course the spears exist in the ram. That's their purpose. The guardsmen. Also, it lets them do like the whole Flintstones car thing where, like, you know, you use your feet to make it go faster. Why is that not a thing with rams, actually? Maybe give them like 0.1 movement speed per garrison unit. That's not too crazy. It would be a pretty big deal to have 16 units not present truly in your army as well. Knights are at least in a position to start trading out here. Good reactions out of Snack. Pulls away. Still loses one worker. I think blue just needs to get a few spearmen at home to defend against this. And also just needs to go in. Like, I guess they're waiting for food to run out. But look at the farm transition, man. Like, Teal is surviving this. So blue either needs to attack or go for an age up. More villagers going down. That's now 4 worker kills for Speyardi. Reminder, by the way, Snack has not killed a single worker in this game. Despite all that pressure on the secondary TC, they've killed no eco units. And I think now they've had enough. They realize this is starting to unravel. With the knights coming out, they're just going to be dancing around and it's not going to play to their advantage. So Quadra Ram now, in honor of the Kiliadi, we look to kill how Kiliadi would. Yeah, this is... I feel like I should just do this and flip the names. It makes more sense thinking the Speyardi's on the right side of this engagement, not the left. Because Kiliadi's not really renowned for his defensive strategies. He's more about his aggression. Horseman reveal, they go into the rams. He almost actually burst the ram that has the spearman inside. Interesting choice. You'd think that blue would build spears. You would think wrong. Rams. Uh-oh. Well, spearmen come out. That's actually a really good fight. The archers are ignoring them. Finally start to bring them down. Dive comes in. It's not going to work, though. Oh, the horseman against the militia. Not ideal. Snack has to start backing away. We've been praising his micro in this game so far. Is it going to remain so? He has the archer count. Has command. Horseman. Few held in reserve here. Militia have been cleared. And now it's archer on archer. And that is a fight that Snack will win on numbers. More horsemen now arriving. Knights are going to show up, though, to turn things around. He hides behind the tree line. Jumps out at the perfect moment. And Snack, this is unraveling fast. No, there's no commitment to the next stage. He's doubled down on this one. I think any advantage that Snack had is now gone. It just, you know, looking back at this, being able to armchair general it and just, you know, hindsight it, it looks like a game where Snack played too slow. They're about to lose the military number advantage. I don't know, man. I think for Snack, there was maybe kind of a go point there a little bit earlier that he showed a little bit too much respect around the primary TC. It's not about diving the TC. It's about diving the things near it. Still, once more into the breach. Speyardi, he's going to look to intercept reinforcements here. Snack with no clear win condition either. No. Not unless he can get his hands on, what, 4? 5 rams maybe? I feel like you need at least 5 rams here. Your villagers are going to be in trouble soon. Kiliadi does reveal himself on the mill. You will look to sneak in on the back farms. You did hear that correctly. There have been farms set up by Snack to keep this going. He had to at this stage. It's been such a long feudal age. Now you do not have a range bonus. No, the only range bonus they would get is the range bonus to their spearmen, the phalanx. And oh my god, it's an all-in! He said to hell with it. Yo, no. This is disgusting, actually, because Speyardi, he's reacting to this raid down here. He's not eyeballing this. The knights right now are also raiding. He's snuck everything across map unseen. This is do or die. Snack, what? 5 rams. No wood. Nothing in reserve. And he's going to catch him tacking. High trade house on the way. And the plan is revealed. He marches into the base with torches out. Can he kill this before the high trade house? Kremlin's looking like it's going to go down too fast here. The torch power is good. The high trade house. No way. No way. The village is now being pulled, but Speyardi. Is it too little? The repair. He can't do it. The Kremlin's down. The TC's going to go down. Snack! He wins it! What just happened? Snack back, you absolute legend. No wonder he's rising through the ranks up at 14th in the world with plays like that. This madman just came in clutch. And poor Kilyadi. F's in chat for Kilyadi. His MMR continues to decline. We said the account was from the Britlands. Dumu is British. But he streams, so it's not him. But it's starting to seem like Kilyadi may be British people's doormat. I'm sorry, Kilyadi. Oh my god, no. No, no, no. Recon is back? Does make you wonder. Is it Recon? Or is it someone pretending to be British? That's the thing. Myriad, maybe? Another Myriad account? Kilyadi confirmed Irish. Why you gotta do him like that? Poor guy. Oh my god, dude. Like, we're not watching this. Hell no. Get that off my screen. I was like, yes, maybe. And I just see that Kalp's playing more Lancaster games, and he's doing it on a water map as well. It's like, I feel like I should pass on this. It's me. Checked his Civ pics, literally yells Recon. Oh, that's what we've got to do. We've got to reveal that it's just like Iobids constantly. Yeah, Iobids, that was French before. And we said this account's quite new. You're right, actually, it might be Recon. I had been talking to him recently, like he was inquiring about KPMM. So the thing that like has me unsure is like this game was recommended by someone who I'm not going to reveal the identity of, but they are definitely not British. That's what has me like, is it their account? Or did they just recommend it? Because usually I get recommendations from people who played in the game, but this would have been a recommendation from someone who wasn't in the game at all. It's Myriad. Oh, I don't know. It's hard to say. All right. Let's see. What have we got here? Do you guys want a Kalp versus SAS game? Should we do Kalp versus SAS? Yeah. We might regret this. These two are kind of infamous for having long games. Is it Dry Arabia? Yeah. We've got Burr versus Squirkle. Let's get this bad boy loaded up. All right, let me set up their names correctly for you guys. Oh my god. Sane color choice. That's crazy. I can't believe it. Color choices that aren't the same as each other. Wow. Wonders never cease. All right, so let me get that one set up, and then we'll also have this be yellow. And this is not Dimmu. We are watching SAS. Did I just do the colors wrong? I think my brain just done the colors wrong. Let me double check. I did. Lol. There we go. Is that a good blue? Yeah, that works. I think that's the only negative of blue is like the background of the UI makes the blue really weird. I think even the default blue, right? Like when it's actual, like how it's meant to be, is a little bit weird. All right, guys. Let's get ready to roll. Hello there. I heard that you like late game. Good, because these two have a habit of getting a late game. I don't remember the last time I cast these two with a short game. It's Kalp versus Sass, a blast from the past. It's been a while actually since we checked in on the Turk and the German. Kalp is disgusting, by the way. If you guys aren't familiar with what Kalp is doing right now, vile human being. Lancaster, 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 Lancaster. Actually, like, let me just... It speaks for itself if I just do this instead, right? So... Yeah. Yeah. That says everything it needs to. So, Kalp is practicing Lancaster right now. It's not just that he's found a better version of English and is historically an English spammer, wants to play it. I'm sure there's an ethical reason behind this. But yeah, he's back at it again. Meanwhile, Sass on HRE, that feels like something I see a lot of as well. I feel like Sass really likes HRE. I mean, it's a good sieve for kind of grinding out in pub games to get your rank up in general. Also, like, the other thing to keep in mind is that with the HRE, they are getting through the draft a lot now. They aren't seen as the OP pick they once were, but they're still a civ that has a lot of underexplored elements. I think mine work is something that people have been leaning into, but also in the late game, we've been seeing more deep states of play where Black Red has come out. Now, we have to address the elephant in the room of, like, why do these two end up in the late game so much? Part of it is playstyle. All of it is playstyle. But the reasons behind the playstyle getting there is very different. For Kalp, it's all about this hunkered down playstyle. There are a few players that come to mind when you talk about segmented walls, i.e. carving a tiny piece of the map and building out from it. People like Voldemar, Louis, Wham has been there in the past. But Kalp is possibly the most prolific for that playstyle. Don't be surprised if at 15 minutes in, you've seen him build a little square hut to hide in. Sass, on the other hand, the reasoning's a little bit different for this guy. For Sass, usually the conundrum is like, he's not a defensive player. He's actually quite an aggressive player. But sometimes being aggressive can actually lead to very long games. Because if you overextend, if you overcommit, you lose your army. Your only choice is now to play a later phase of the game. So yeah, that's why, on average, I think Sass, out of all the players that have played at a pro level, in my brain that I can think of right now, I see like the longest games on average from him. Kalp is just Kalp. Lancaster Castle coming in. I think what we'll do is we will do the 4x speed to get the 5 minutes so that some stuff is happening. I wonder if people prefer it that way. Like, especially if you can see the stats on screen, you kind of know. I don't know. Some people think, I think they say they find this a little bit disorienting when it goes this fast. But I figured it might be worth experimenting with more and more in the first 2 or 3 minutes of gameplay. So take out complete. Squircle, aka Sass. It is going to be Pro Scouts. Interesting choice. I wonder if we'll turn this into aggro afterwards or a fast castle play. Fast castle could make a lot of sense because of how quickly HRE gets there. And then you just yoink the relics away, which is important because that's what Lancaster's usually after. They'll look to scale manners and then they'll look to take relics beyond that. Squircle. Even again... I think there's been a discussion going on about like a specific shape, which is a square and a circle at the same time. And that's why Sass has renamed himself to Squircle. Which genuinely just sounds like a really, really crap, discount, scammy version of Pokemon. Squircle. Use water pistol. Squircle. Okay, I'm just going to stop now. Squircle, use Sharp Leaf. No, stop. If I start going down like discounted versions of Pokemon ability names, it will never stop. Bulbasaur. No. Use Thwackle. Okay, that's the last one for now. Second TC though. Wait, Pro Scouts 2T... You know how I said usually it's because he's over-aggressive? This is just... this is the opposite. Oh my god. Is this because he's up against Kalp? I wonder if this is the Civ and the player, and Sass has just looked and went, I don't want anything to do with that. Right? I don't want to have to all-in Lancaster. I don't want to have to all-in a player that I know will just stay in his base happily and play for that ultra late. So I'm just going to get ready for that ultra late ahead of him. This is really cool, though. I do like these 2TC builds from HRE, because 2TC opens the door to Elsbach eventually, because you don't really need Schwabia if you're already at, 90, 100 eco when you tech. Instead, you can get the Black Riders straight away. A very valuable tool against civs like Lancaster. Nintendo cease and desist in free? Yo, wait. Haven't they still been struggling to bring down that... what was the game? What was that game that was a rip-off of all the Pokemon creatures? The thing about... So the thing for me, still to this day, about that begrudgment is like... There's an easy way to resolve the begrudging feelings that maybe Nintendo had about what those devs had done. And it's like, everyone would have preferred if Nintendo had just made a game exactly like that game. I can't remember the name of it. Pal World, right? Like, if they just made a Pal World style game with Pokemon, they wouldn't have had to worry about Pal World because everyone would have just picked the Pokemon game. For sure. It's one of those IPs where people will just pick it because it's that IP, right? Like I think like I'm kind of like that with Warhammer 40k. I'll try like most Warhammer 40k things I think I'd be open to, because the world to me is one of the most epic ones ever created. A lot of people like that with Lord of the Rings. Even if the game is trash, they'll give it a try. How come you didn't cast the Steel series? I did cast them on my own channel. If you mean the official broadcast, I wasn't asked, so. As far as my understanding is, they just didn't have a budget, really, so. White Tower coming in. Cow? Wait. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a vibe check. I'm starting to wonder and question if this is Cow. He went 6 manas, Castle Age? That's not the Cow I know. Also, what are these walls? Wait, what? The Demi Lancers are pretty cool as well. I like these just got them just to kind of contain Squircle and stop him coming across. I am so confused by these walls. Is anyone else like looking at these walls and thinking this is weird? I mean, it's not even like it blocks relics, really. And yeah, the scout sees it, so villagers already going to get sniped out here, but the spearman coming across. Like, even this wall over here, right? Like, there'll still be a way around. Like, how, man... You know what it is? It's like, you could get the Louis MT guide on how to wall, or you could get the Tumu guide on how to wall. Damn, I wish that Dumu was like a big waller, because then that would have been like a good rhyming one. Because it really feels like this is the wish.com walling guide from Cal. Because what he's doing, I see like Louis in certain games does this type of thing, right? Like he's probably the best player I've seen at walling Phrygian marshes. Where he'll start on the outskirts, and then when there's an opening, he'll do the full center. But this is like so early and so ambitious. And I don't really feel like it's going to do that much. No, especially considering the blue is already on his way of an age up. Demi Lance in the meantime are going to keep pressuring. What is that monk count? That's kind of wild. He's going 7 monks as Lancaster? I think Kalp may have grown up in an abbey, right? He might have been one of... anyone else getting that feeling that Kalp was one of those Catholic orphans, you know? Raised by the nuns. He was Nathan Drake. It feels like it right now. Regnitz is coming in, so that'll be a cathedral he'll try to attend later. Yeah, that's true. He did get an Abbey of Kings. Wasn't religious enough. We are getting relics coming home, so apparently 6 monks is the meta. No. Is he gonna only get 1 relic? Oh my god. I still don't think the wolves were what done this, guys. But he's getting 4 relics against HRE. Yahtzee. Oh, that's so painful. Wait, why? I'm trying to figure out why didn't Blue just play more with the spears? I know there's demi-lancers, but like if you bring the spears together for 1 or 2 relics, maybe, right? Dude, is he gonna go for 5? Nah. Nah. There's the rules about these things. This is agreed too far, surely. Ulsgaard are going to come in, but yeah, the relic's already being picked up. The audacity on this German. He was trying to get 5 relics against HRE. That's truly some unhinged gameplay. More stone now being gathered. Is he just going to fast him? He's adding in more Ulsgaard, but not a lot. It kind of feels like Kalp is trying for him. Oh, thank you very much, Shangretz. Appreciate it, buddy. We cast a lot, is all I'll say. The spears, they're trading out okay against the Ulsgaard. But if this is him, like, the problem now is the immediacy, the requirement to be in the base, doing damage to your opponent. And Kalp is so freaking greedy. How do you... I mean, I say, how do you get away with this? In fairness, let's be real. This is Blue's fault. Sass decided he was going to do Pro Scouts 2 TC because he's up against Kalp. Which means you basically invite Kalp to get his greed. Right? He's got 9 manas, he's got 4 relics, he's going Imperial Age, and then we see how broken the Wingguard Palace is. Like, the thing with the Wingguard option, what makes it so ludicrously good, is the resource efficiency of spamming into spears. He's going to stop off for a TC, though. I think right now he's feeling a little bit paranoid. That's not why he built the TC, guys. Like, you don't build a TC when you feel paranoid. But he's building more units instead of just full aging. Just in case he's going to get attacked. Now, you guys right now looking at this and going, man, this was greedy. How dare Kalp do 2 TC now after all that? Like, why not just take your age up? Guys, chill. Think of the efficiency. He's saving like 100 wood on lumber camps. This is smart. Head to the Leah lumber camp to do this. Trip Sacred Site now locked in by Squircle. Sass is going to be looking for a die point. The problem is, right now, your whole army gets beaten by spears. He's prepping a tech himself, but guys, this is where it's going to get cool. He's at 72 eco already. He doesn't have to do Palace of Schwabia. Black Riders would be pretty cool. Definitely not a case of you're going to get in this base, right? So I'd rather he plays a bit more macro focused, because at this point, Kalp is hunkered down, all right? This is about to be like Blackadder Trench Warfare. It's going to take a few seasons to resolve before they go over the top. He's still going for siege. Okay. I love Kalp. Do we love Kalp? Like, I love the greed. Like, the way that he's greedy, it sometimes reminds me of that Homer Simpson skit where he throws his beers up and they get stuck on the electric line. And he just goes up to grab them and gets electrocuted. And then he keeps getting electrocuted because he keeps trying to like drink them, right? Like, he touches them and he tries to drink them and like he just keeps getting electrocuted. In fairness, he may get electrocuted on the monks, but he is electric on the timing. 17 minutes on his way towards Imperial. Yeah, Wingguard Palace now coming in. Elsback response is exactly what we want to see, though. It's Black Rider time. I don't mind Black Riders here. Your opponent has to play quite wide for some of his back resources, so you can just use your initial troops to burn through the wood walls and then raid him there. And that's nice because Caracol makes you faster while shooting on the go. And Spearmen are not quicker for Lancaster, right? They don't have marching drills. Do we have farms? We have plenty, yes. How many farms deep? 20 farms so far. Other side of this, the only food source really, reliably, for yellow is going to be the manors. Yeah, they don't have farms coming in. You have a good timing to block this raid attempt, though. And the walling continues. Alright, I want to give him credit, because I said he'd be boxed in. He'd have a little corner box by 15 minutes. Props and shout out to Kalp for not just creating a small box. He's created a big box that's been crumpled up, right? Because he's actually taking half of the map. Oh my god. Is Kalp evolving? You know what kind of surprises me is he would do segmented square walls where he'd take a tiny chunk of the map back when walling was easy. And now when walling is a lot harder, when it takes double the time to build, he does walling like this. What a nut job. Keep drops now as well. I wonder, do we maybe see him just go full Ulsgaard with mass keeps? Because remember, guys, something we don't see utilized very often is this House Unified tech. Every castle you drop gives bonus damage, +1 damage, to Ulsgaard and Demi-Lancers. So, like, actually, that makes Demi-Lancers kind of decent from the Wingguard at that stage with the +4. But the more important one is the Ulsgaard with the +4, because the +4 also applies to the daggers. And at this point, Ravi's halfway to the full value of that tech as well. Yeah, 1 keep organic, 1 white tower. Next, I'm waiting around the back, and blue is pulling the trigger. Proverbially and literally. Yeah, not just on the Black Riders. Night spam to continue. Man, this is where it feels weird to go Archon, though. I will say that. In fairness, they spent a lot longer in Feudal, so it can kind of be justified why Archon was good. But these are the type of games where I look at it as like, could you have just done mine work? What would the difference have been? Your tech timing would have been later, but, I mean, you got 1 relic. That didn't really matter. Instead, you would have had mine work giving you the +2 armor of ranged and melee for both your knights and your Black Riders that you're spamming. That's a pretty big deal. That's 2 blacksmith levels. Well, 4, actually. We'll break through on the walls. I love how Kalp already had the first line of walls set up. And, you know, most players would be trying to set up a stone wall after that. Not Kalp. Not Kalp's like, more wood walls. I think he's played a few too many Roost games. Bad fight from the Knights, though. Blue. Wait, what? Doesn't react. The Stealth Forest gave him no early warning. Great fight there for Kalp. Gets rid of practically all the Knights as soon as they got elited up. Expensive investment. One that just doesn't feel worth it now for Blue. Unless he wants to double down on Knights. Which I'd be surprised at. Like, you're against mass Spearmen. It's a pretty bad plan, right? What is interesting is actually how well Black Riders can do against a lot of this comp. Because you can kite the Spearmen. And if your opponent's going Yeoman, which it looks like he is, Yeoman don't do that well against Black Riders because of the base armor being the same as Knights. Alright, look at this. 4 base armor. Pretty tanky. Well, if you've got Wingguard Palace, you know what you do, folks. Wait, you Wingguard Army? Okay, that's new. But you go in for the bloat and go, guys. Because remember, he can always just spam out the Wingguard to get more spears. Goes after the monastery. He repairs going to slow him down. I mean, in fairness, this is not the monastery that actually has the relics in it. Let's go for the Regnets for that. Black Riders starting to stack up on that choke point, though. Will be enough to scare him away. So good defense coming through from Blue. And we do have an extension into the center. So a lot more Raxes on the way. A lot more Spearmen to play. Interesting that he's choosing Spearmen here over Men-at-Arms. I guess it's a gold issue. But the problem is like, man, it's awkward because if you've got a gold issue, you're either going Spears or Horsemen. You can't go Horsemen because there's Spears already from the enemy. But the problem with building Spears here, guys, is that the Lancastrian Spears are better. 2 reasons. Padded Jack, the melee armor they get, you see that right there? And then also the bill hook. So that's actually a 4 armor differential because they strip 1 armor off you when attacking, if you have it. And they have 3 extra armor over what you can get anyway. So yeah, like Spear on Spear is a really, really bad choice for blue here. It's about that backline. Needs to be able to scale up. I'd actually love to see blue consider Springles. The problem, probably why he doesn't want to do it, is Lombos. Or Yeoman, rather. The Yeoman are actually great at sniping Springles. Whoa, guys, what's wrong with giving HRE, like, gunpowder units on horseback? These guys suck right now. They suck. Actually, they're not doing that well, if I'm not mistaken. Should we check the stats? So if we look at recent tournament performances, and we look at Masters of Steel, for example, I think they're like maybe a 50% win rate or lower. 33.3%. 3 picked, 1 win, 2 losses. It's a small sample group, though. Mind you, if you go back to ETC Masters Summers, I don't think they were doing that well. I don't think they were that hot. So looking at the statistics, HRE, can you guess what their win rate was in ETC Master Summers? 40%. They had 9 wins and 13 losses. Lancaster, meanwhile, 13 wins, 14 losses. Definitely not looking like they're going to tank a loss at this rate, though. The Wingard army is kind of crazy, actually. It's not that good for Lancaster. Remember, they don't get the Shattering Projectiles tech, right? I'm pretty sure that's English exclusive, from what I remember. I'd have to double check, but... And feel free to fact check me on it, because we just never seen trebuchets from Lancaster, but I'm pretty sure they do not have Shattering Projectiles. Which is understandable, because of the unique tech they get in the college, the one that gives them Werewolf trebuchets. Werewolf trebuchets with Shattering Projectiles, it sounds pretty broken. Like 18 tower range and splash damage is crazy. Bit of a weird exchange from yellow. Sent a small group forward. Where's the rest? Oh, they might be reacting to this. Yeah, there's a breakthrough coming in. Blue dives in with the Knights and has also got the Black Riders. It's raid time. But there's nothing to raid. Well, it's the fort that counts. Blue. Micro.exe has stopped working. He's busy pushing on the front side, that's why. Yellow feeling the pressure here, but has got the castle, has got the cannon placements. This is not an ideal dive for SAS. No, so fails to connect with the raid. Gets pushed away on the front side. That's an overwhelming thumbs down moment. He has at least got more scale, though. Notice that he dropped another castle, so 8 more population slots for Black Riders. He's scaling more into this dangerous late game comp. Meanwhile, Yeoman spam continues from Lancaster. Game's over when Hull doesn't have the pop constraint. I think that's why SAS is going towards more gunpowder horseback. If you get enough of these, like, sure, you know, you can't match up to the population space on eco that your opponent has, but with mass Black Riders, like, these are very pop-efficient units. 281 HP, 45 damage. You would struggle to find units that offer up these type of stats on a range unit, right? They've got good armor as well. They've got great movement speed. You know, hand cannoneer is 130 with the same type of DPS. Actually lower, right? It's 38 versus 45. Sing shot coming in. An okay-ish hit. Yeoman kind of got the work cut out, though. They're trying to snipe out the Black Riders one by one. Makes sense. He basically wants Spearmen versus Knights, but the problem is he's running out of front line here. Does get the breakthrough, able to chase him away. Still, the tricky part is, like, blue is just, at this point, in a straight tug of war. And I am worried about these cannon emplacements, these static emplacements in general. I think they just keep holding him back. And also, on top of that, the other big concern here is, remember, this is a game where blue only got 1 Regnit's Relic. They have got the 8k veins, actually. So, like, in theory, if they want to go mass Knights and mass Riders, they can afford it. Honestly, I think it's probably the best way for them to play this. It's kind of interesting they've switched Horsemen now. Maybe they just feel like the Black Riders can clear the Spearmen quick enough. But in my eyes, the issue I see here is, like, if you've got the gold don't tease with it, man. Like, just put it all in. Like, don't be that guy who's waiting for the perfect hand, right? And he plays minimum bets every hand. If you think you've got winning hand, go all in. And I feel like actually just mass knights, mass black riders would have been winning hand here. Because the other thing you have to remember is we talked about the black riders being pop efficient. So are knights. And because it's 130 eco, he needs pop efficiency. It's not a negotiation point, it's a requirement. Not a great way to play those black riders, though. Trickling them into the Yos. Calp. Of course, Calp would somehow make that work. Cannon only got 1 kill. Reminder, the cannon placements do have splash damage. It's just, with the way that yellow is moving his formation, they never seem to register. And I do believe we have a men-at-arms strat on the way from blue. I love this, though. They're getting extra prelates. Is this for Inspired Warriors tech? It is! All right. Blue's making me believe a little bit. Things are still looking shaky, but this strategic choice is smart. Prelates with this buff, a 15% damage increase on Black Riders is 7 extra damage. The extra armor as well is huge here, so that the Yeomen barely register. Like, at that point, you'll have 8 ranged armor up against 13 damage. You'll take a millennia to kill. Hey, bada, hey, bada, sweet. Calp lines up the shot, trips at the base. Treb count, though, is looking good. He even has culverins coming through now. I believe he's popped, so we're not going to be seeing gunpowder contingent, which is a shame, actually, because Reboldequins is a great answer to a lot of the things that Blue's doing. The only weakness, of course, is going to be Black Riders can technically just, like, hop in, shoot, and hop out. So you got to be careful with them for that. But, like, in terms of an answer to the Horsemen, the men-at-arms, big thumbs up on Calp's thought process. The issue right now is just he can't actually start birthing them. This is big, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Blue tap this? No. So Blue has been quite lean on gold usage by the looks of it. Or they took the small veins instead. Yeah, I think they've been focusing small veins. But this is huge, man. Like, denying the 8k changes the game quite a lot. We talked about this idea of Black Riders, Knights, Men-at-Arms. Like, these are all great sounding options for HRE, but they are gold-heavy options. Yeah, I mean, even intercepting a few workers that were still tapping. Counterattack coming in, but we've got those cheeky walls. Calp, he has been reviewing Louis MT games. Hey, remember, Simu Louis MT. Araco right on in. Able to chase him away. Gets most of the army behind the second layer of walls, though. Sink shot is going to be... Well, actually, not that much of a whiff. The Spearmen, they got A-clicked in there, so they actually ran in. Took a lot of damage. Looks like he's going to be able to scare him away. I mean, he doesn't want to commit the Horsemen because there's spears in reserve. So breaking that wall wouldn't be worth it. Calp, this is so ratty. Oh my god, the mini-map. Just look away from it. All right, get your guesses in. How many wall tiles do you think Calp currently has built? Put a number out there. Treb's getting killed, but I honestly don't think that's a bad thing for him. It's annoying that this defense is going back up, but it lets him replace them with the gunpowder contingent, which includes culverins, up to 5 of them now. Mangoes as well. Oh my god, he's going full siege. Against mass horsemen, mass riders. The riders do hate mangonels, but they can also dodge them quite easily. Speaking of those riders, well, they are full-on hand-fist committing. The Roboticons are about to show up, and there's barely any horsemen left, actually. This is a bit shaky for Blue. He'll get the Trebs, but the Roboticons... I think this is where you have to turn around or just dive in for the kills, but that's dangerous to do. And he baits him back. The Black Riders, they're completely out of position. Robotiquin is going to trade its life, and it's worth it to kill that wave. He needs to deal with the Horseman, though, and this is where the spear spam gets real. The weird part to me in this game is Calp absolutely hates using Wingguard for its best usage, which is, of course, the Spearman, the garrison command. Yeah, it gets you so many spears so quickly. He's just using generic production. And somehow, by some miracle, it works. Look at the military numbers. This is ridiculously expensive. Blue, his economy can't actually keep up with this meat grinder. Look at the bodies! Alright, I'm getting reported to Petter after that. That is too many dead ponies on one stream. A rare sighting as roller shutter triggers is also coming through. Wait, why is he going... Why is he building springles? I'm trying to figure out... I mean, I guess the men-at-arms, right? But, like, my thought is, why build springles when you can have Revoldiquins? I guess we saw the issue of Revoldiquins is that the Black Riders can dive in, whereas springles are far back. But then, like, that creates a different conundrum of, like, horsemen. So, like, in Caleb's eyes, he doesn't care because he's just going to use spears very defensively and use springles as a backline. So it's kind of a flipped version of, you know, the old-school Chinese siege spearman build. I'm curious, by the way, as well, as we get to the 33-minute mark in this game. Do people like these type of games? I've been trying to gauge. I feel like people maybe prefer longer games. It's hard to tell. But I think the biggest problem in Age of Empires 4 is the slower pacing means that, like, games have to be long for things meaningful to happen 95% of the time. Right? Unless it's a new cheese build you've never seen before. That can be, like, 15 minutes short, but... Otherwise, I think for a lot of viewers, you get a predictable outcome is the mindset, right? Because it takes you 10 or 15 minutes to set up your strategy. If the video is 20 minutes long and you've been trending towards one person winning, it's like, I know how this is going to end. So, in that regard, do you love or hate watching Lancaster? Because Lancaster, on average, has to be trending some of the longest games we see. I think the biggest challenge is just finding people that have creative, entertaining new builds for those short games. I try to keep an eye out for them, but it's very, very hard to hunt them down regularly. Alright, so where are we at on this now? Because he's gone back up to 20 plus Black Riders. In fact, he has 32 pop cap for Black Riders now. Pretty sick, but... even more sickening is the mangonel count. Guys, mangoes actually counter Black Riders because they have range tag. So it's actually a pretty good answer, especially when someone's bulking Black Riders like this. Because when you have bulk, you have clump. And if you have clump, that's where mangoes are really, really good. Whoa, I would like to see Cal build more gates. Multi-gate play is going to save you from a lot of problems here. Wait, did he just delete his... No, that was the Corvin shots. That was just a 4-shot. I was so confused for a second. I was like, why would you delete that gate? All right, guys. Tile count on walls. No one actually put in predictions. I'm shocked. He has 129 wall tiles and 13 palisade gates. Calp gameplay. Mango mosh pit. Sink shot as well. Actually sends it onto the Black Riders to scare them away. I don't see how Blue's ever breaking in, man. I think for what he's doing to work, he has to flank attack. Like, send in, I don't know, 10 horsemen, 5 Black Riders, hit the farms. I guess right now he feels like he needs everything to defend the front side or he gets pushed. Because if he pulls some troops for raiding, what yellow will do is build another wall area, then get deeper. And right now, blue needs all the gold. He's already lost access on the west side, but did tap it pretty deep. Now the outpost spam just wants full eyeballs because at this stage, I think Calp is realizing what we just said as well. Like, the only way this starts to fail for him is if his opponent can flank raid. He can't flank raid if he's stuck fighting in the center. Sing shot is going to be a bit of a whiff. Mangoes, however, he's front-lining with Yeoman. They have a lot of melee armor, guys. They have 6 melee armor against these horsemen. The Mangoes just need to reload onto the Black Riders. They can do that. Get a good wipe, but instead the paranoia sets in, so he backs away. An absolute bloodbath here. Just as many horsemen as Yeoman dying, though. Now the Spearman wave is going to be coming through. Mango shots. Not going to be able to connect. Yeah, the biggest problem here is it's also a Culverin race. One that blue is currently winning. 6 Culverins makes it very difficult for Kalp to bring these mangoes to bear. He's got 8 mangoes, soon to be 9. But it gets dicey once you get in range of those Culvs. And Culverins that are going to do 160 damage, meaning they'll one-hit kill the mangoes. I think the biggest mistake right now I'm seeing out of Kalp is a lack of siege works. That extra health goes a long way on these mangoes to keeping them alive, to sustaining them through those extra shots. Especially because I'm pretty sure it's a 3-hit kill if you inspire Warrior's buff, right? 46. Okay, maybe not. I think he's just shy. Oh, mate, it's robbed. I think like the mango would have 3 health if you have inspired Warrior's buff on the siege. Speaking of siege, is he actually reaching it? This might not be a bad thing for Kalp. He's got way too many mangoes. 8 mangoes still, even after some losses. But now, look at the Black Riders. Oh, it's panic mode. Krakeri has to be used just to sidestep this. But now his own siege might be exposed. Instead, Kalp starts to back away. Still has 6 mangonels alive. Black Rider count got cut. He was at what, 20, 25? Now down to just 10. And the gold is almost gone. Yeah, he's got about 4k gold left. Meanwhile, Kalp has infinite gold left. Welcome to Scourge. +4 relics. New spin wave coming through as well. Will be enough to clear the horseman. Oh. Are you going deaf in the ears from those noises? You should be. A ringing in my ears from how loud that was. And Sass, ooh, he is actually going trade. Okay, but this is not a great map for trade, no. Look at the spawns, this is pretty rough. Yeah, 42 gold each way. It wasn't a corner spawn, Dry Arabia. But, like, you know, when you're going to run out of resources, it'll have to do. The challenge is this doesn't fix your previous issue we talked about of, like, the pop efficiency of Lancaster. In some ways, it makes it worse. Like, 42 gold each way. It's taking you, like, what, probably a minute to get across the map, I want to say? Compared to an HRE villager gathering, this is child's play. It's pathetic gathering. Yeah, this is the thing. Even when you have maximum distance trade as HRE, it just doesn't really compare to active gathering. This is the sadness of HRE. Like, the HRE economy bursts, but then it, as a result, kind of evaporates in the late game, if that makes sense. Because when you have to move away from them onto things like traders, compared to other civs, you're very begrudging about it. Like, you're giving up a 35% buff for it. Villagers. Alright, Blue's just throwing a few of them away. He wants to try and get back on this little bit of gold, right? Yeah, 1,700 still to play with. Is it me, though, or is Blue's army getting smaller? It looks less threatening. He's switching land snakes, which is a little bit nuts against Yeoman, actually. Yeoman counterplay land really well. Culverin's also are doing wonders for Blue here, just kind of sniping units one by one. Just needs to maybe optimize, because currently he's clicking 1 unit at a time. Not great. Great when you're attacking mangoes, really inefficient when you're attacking Yeoman. So the mangoes does scare him away. Yeoman are going to need to leave, and this game is still somehow not over. No. Yellow just griefing himself on the retreat as well. That wall actually made things worse when it came to getting troops away. I do like this from Kalp, by the way. This is a very muddy French warfare type game, but this is what you should appreciate what Kalp's doing. The reason he's winning this game is he's pushing his production lines into the enemy ones. It's something we don't see a lot of players do deep in games, and it's why they cannot win games, right? It's why games stalemate. Because if you don't move your production up, you can't actually reinforce the fight quick enough. So you'll always reach a point where you're overextended and then have to reset. So big shout out to Kalp for doing that, because we see a lot of high-level players don't. They're so worried about losing the buildings and wasting the wood, they miss the opportunity. This is unhinged gameplay, though. Yeoman frontlining again. Colv's also winning the trade-outs from Kalp by the looks of it. We'll get dove onto now. Slight overextensions. Horsemen do reach in. Good splintering on a few, but Yeoman are going to get fully sacked. And what is that? That is a disgusting switch. Earlsguard Spears. Remember what we said, guys. Earlsguard with the castles up offers up some interesting value here. He's got 3 castles. He's getting +3 damage on these Earlsguard. He's missing the throwing dagger drills, though. I don't think that's as big of a deal. Usually these guys, they just click, click, click in a fight anyway, in melee. But remember, he's basically got +3 extra damage. And by the way, like that damage scales with Elite Army Tactics. So it becomes more like a 3.5 damage increase. And he also has the ability to go for more stone, right? Because I think he has Tide Barns. He can go for another castle. If he gets that, that's going to be +4 damage. And we did talk about efficiency, population, and things like Black Riders being up there, but no doubt about it. Earlsguard played like this can be as well. Sass needs to delete some workers. He can't afford mass horsemen if he deletes workers. This is the challenging part of what he's doing. Like, he needs it to be able to burst horsemen like he's been doing. Same with Black Riders as well. Black Riders, like, we talk about the gold, but the food is high as well. 150 per. That's more than you pay for a knight. Looks like he's trying to play for Threshold, but the problem right now... Like, maybe if this stalemates for 3 or 4 minutes, then he can delete the workers, because then he'll have, like, the backup, and then he'll be able to replace them with Black Riders. But currently, no bueno. Push coming, cow. Is this it? It might be. The Earlsguard reveal is a big surprise for Sass. A few horsemen trying to sneak around. Doesn't look like they're going to be enough, though. Earlsguard front line is thinning. Sink shots are kind of underwhelming. How's the horseman count looking, though? There's still 20. Looks to charge in. Goes to the yeoman instead. New wave of Earlsguard and Spears are on the way, however. This right now is a race to try and maintain pop maximum. Calb definitely has advantage there. Look at the count. He also now has got the throwing dagger drills coming in. That AoE double dagger going to be very useful in these stacked up fights for the initial engagement. Nice little bit of burst. The blue's now going to have to worry about Sass. Pulling down to about 180 pop. Calb struggling to manage the 192. Siege gets cleared. He's lost it all. All siege gone now. Calb, is this going to be breakpoint? Sass now looking for the deeper dive, but we reach into those cannon emplacements again. On top of that, he still has to contest the mass yeoman, spearman, Earlsguard. And it's kind of brutal, right? Like, you're using cavalry because of the efficiency of their HP, but cavalry feels best when you're able to raid. At what point in this game has he been able to raid with these things? Gold also worrying me a bit. It's running out entirely, so he's relying just on trade. He's at 19 traders. And yes, the daggers, I don't think it's mentioned specifically fully, but they're meant to do like small AoE damage as well as throw 2 daggers. But it's like, I think it's the size of the Uzutsu, so it's not that reliable. Oh, did he delete villagers? No, I think he's always been at this, right? The difference in army is because it was deceitful. A lot of it was in siege before. I actually think that losing that much siege may have been good for Calb. Because he just didn't actually have the meat to push. Sass, when you now turn it into a meat grinder, how does he really keep up with this? Not holding true reserves. Yeoman count good enough to snipe out the Black Riders 1 by 1. Scares them away from the engagement. Just enough spearmen to keep that horseman threat at bay. Yeoman even now sniping out the Corves. He just sends them in? This man is insane. I mean, why not? We can just run away with them afterwards. Yeoman will reset to just killing Black Riders again. A good choice, because then the Spears, the Earlsguard can deal with the front line. The Black Rider count is now down to just 10. For a moment there, it looked good for Sass, but found himself pushing into the production. Experienced the pain of 50 yeomen just capable of sniping down his premium units 1 by 1. And he turns tail and runs. He wants no more of this Calp experience. Lancaster late game, guys. I don't know what to say. Maybe this is uploadable. We'll have to see. Let me know what you'd be thinking about the late game right now. I mean, I think Lancaster's late game people probably are sick and tired of. How do you feel about late game Age of Empires 4 in general as well, though? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ever in your years of Thronos have you done dealt AoE damage? Maybe it was... Was it maybe taken out then? I don't know. I just remember when we... No, they do. There you go. Look, look, look. We're right. It says right there. Olsgard are supplied with additional daggers when throwing. These daggers also deal a small amount of area damage. So it's like, it doesn't do full damage. It's not like a land snake type thing. It's more like splash damage with like decreasing damage. But it does classify small, you know? Kitsy witsy. Alright, 1 second. Let's see. What have we got next? Who is the bomb? Oh, the gold rank. Well, that's a no. Let me have a look here. So I got a Myriad MSN game. Maybe. Are you talking about real throw knives? Maybe. Hey, you never know. If you throw a throw knife hard enough, it does become AoE because it will shatter on impact. And then you just get all the little cuts, you know? There's death by 1,000 cuts. That's the Giga Brain. Oh, that's sad. I wanted to cast some Louis games, but he's played 2 games today, and both of them were mirrors against Gilyardi, and I hate mirrors, so that's not happening. Wow, wow, wow. Let me have a gander, see what we got. There's a thing, a lot of the high-ranking players are still traveling home, right? Ravane has been grinding still. The Ravane Krakeri game, maybe? There's a Ravane sort of game. Biz versus Mali. It's on Altai, though. Do you guys want Altai? So we can do... So Ravane Krakeri, Biz versus Japanese on Hill and Dale. Or we can do Ravane versus sort of, which is Malians versus Byzantines on Altai. Ravane, reminder, is the guy... He's currently ranked 11th. But last season he finished in 8th. Season before that, 19th. Take Biz game any day. They're both Biz games, though. So yeah, Biz versus Malians or Biz versus Japanese. We've done some Krakeri. Should we do... Let's do a sort of Ravane. Oh, damn. I forgot. Grounded 2 is out. Is that any good? Dude, this is the thing about being like a small streamer. This is why I've definitely got to work on my YouTube side. I kind of want to have a second channel where we just like have videos about other games. Because like, so if they don't know, like from a stream perspective, it doesn't work to like grow the channel or like be sustainable to go into like big new releases. So for example, Grounded 2 right now, I'll show you guys this. So Grounded 2 right now, see that? 156,000 people watching it. So a little tip to anyone who's like starting as a streamer, like if you want to go play this type of game, the way you do it is you make content on YouTube and TikTok to push, to then get people on your stream a little bit later. This is how like some creators have come up out of nowhere on Dune Awakening, for example. Like Dune Awakening was an awakening for some people's channels because they prep content around that type of stuff. I need to get better at that on the YouTube side for sure. But it's mainly because like we only use our YouTube channel for AoE 4. It might be we have to look at creating like a secondary channel for that type of thing anyway. Because like the problem is once you've like established your niche, YouTube very much punishes you quite often for going outside your niche regularly. The exception is once in a while. Like, it's very good to do what we call like expansive expansive content. So like basically the logic is if you reach outside of your niche with new content types, you can bring in new audiences, right? So a perfect example is like later this year, I really want to do some content around like Might and Magic and Anno, right? And that's going to make sense because like those are the type of games that you guys would also be intrigued by, but then also we capture new audiences who are also intrigued by it. Does that make sense? Whereas like as much as I love playing a game like Apex Legends, if the new season Apex came out, it wouldn't make any sense for me to create content around Apex. Or like, have you guys seen that anime battle royale game? I think it's like called Fate Trigger. It wouldn't make sense for me to stream Fate Trigger to like an RTS audience, right? It's a complete mismatch for 90% of the audience. All right, you guys ready? It's into the mountains for glory we go. Welcome back to the channel, folks, for Ravane versus Sort of. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Two very high-ranking players. Sort of has been hard on the grind to become better and better player. And let me get rid of those nameplates. Apologies from the other video. We've got Sort of versus Ravane. In fact, I'm going to redo that intro. Screw that. We'll just start like this. Into the mountains we go. Welcome back to the channel, folks, for a fun one. Altai has returned to this channel once more. I don't know, man. I'm kind of like getting an Altai itch. I used to hate Altai, but one thing I'll say about it is it provides a very different outlook to what you see normally in Age of Empires 4. And I guess when you haven't seen it for a long time, that can be quite refreshing. Let me know what you think in the comments if actually Altai is a map you missed playing and also maybe watching. I feel like more people probably miss playing it than watching it, because I think for people who want to play a bit more defensive, it can feel nice. But we have seen some good aggressive builds, and we definitely have a Civ capable of that and a player capable of that. It's Sort of StarCraft legend on the Byzantines going up against Ravane, a guy who knows not how to defend, only attack. Yes, this guy has built more spearmen than any other player in the top 100 at this stage, I feel like. Marlian's definitely the type of Civ that you can get flooding into spears, Musafadi, all kinds of things with. If you guys are unfamiliar with Ravane, he's been an upward trajectory. And we're going for 2x, 4x speed, by the way, just the other game. Ravane, he's currently ranking in, and I believe, the top 20 on the ladder. But this guy has been as high as, like, top 10 regularly. Yeah, he's ranked 11th in the world right now, 120 games played. He finished the last season ranked 8th in the world. This guy hasn't really appeared in pro play yet, but he's been really impressive on ladder. I'm waiting for that time when he starts entering. Like, I would love to see him entering the KPMM when they return, which might be soon. It should be soon, actually. I need to make an announcement about that. We're working on that. We should hopefully have KPMM starting up not too far in the future. And I imagine we'll see Sort of back there. It's actually been refreshing. I've had a few players reaching out and being like, yo, when does it start? Like, we're talking about players that haven't even been playing pro before or used to play it a long time ago. So I love that we're getting new faces, in some cases old new faces, coming in asking about our weekly circuit. I'm so excited to bring that back to you guys. Mansa Quarry, Brown Winery, nothing unordinary here to start with. I wonder, again, this matchup, you'd think longbows would be bad, but actually, like, weirdly enough, going javelins can suck more for Byzantines. Normally, Byzantines rarely want to go the same unit that their opponent can build. The logic is that if you do that, your opponent will outmass you. There's some exceptions in, like, the English matchup. Longbow timings for Byzantines can aggro into English if they don't go for counter haul, but for Malians, I think they play pretty well into the jab play. It looks like Ravane might be playing into Pro Scouts here, though, right? No, the gold doesn't make sense for it. He has got Warrior Scouts on the way, but if you look at his gold intake, he's going to need to fix that if it's going to be the greedy play. He's going for the second pit mine location now. And Pro Scouts is, like, weird on this map anyway, right? Like, you already have one deer stack in your base. Your opponent has one deer stack in his base. Then you got trickle of deers on the side. Mathematically, it's not that desirable of a play compared to standard maps like Dry Arabia. Yeah, I gotta say about the trade posts, by the way, I've been hoping for a while the devs would change this. I think these trade posts on Altai need to be pushed central. There's just way too much desirability behind this. It's weird as well, because did you guys notice they put more value in the corners? Most people seem to have forgotten about this. There's more relics on this map than others. I had someone asking me if someone in their game was cheating because he had 7 relics. Guys, he wasn't cheating. He was just playing Altai. Altai is, of all the official maps, the one that has the most relics in Age of Empires 4. There's 7 relics on this map. Yeah, so all of a sudden people like, I need to play more HRE. Well, there's a caveat, right? You have to garrison and get this stone for a while. But that's not a bad choice for HRE a little bit later in the game. So why did Ravane go scouts? The idea is he can poke her ass, but unfortunately for him, this is a 2TC play that makes his strategy now look a bit weird. I like these pivot away from this. I think what Ravane was probably expecting was maybe longbow, spears, push. And he was going to try to intercept with the scouts to poke down the longbows and then build a reaction. But instead now, this is going to be good 2TC up against Mass Fulani. Interesting thing, 2TC, very efficient for Byzantines. Because of the Sistan effect, buffing their economy up. Sadly, in this build, sort of, actually only went level 2 Sistan and stopped. Yeah, a little bit surprised by that, actually. Normally, we'd see people just lean more towards the assistance. It might be because the raiders came in, he's stopped anyway. He'll organically get towards level 3 soon. Remember, every time you build a structure as Byzantines, including your valuable olive groves, you get some stone rebate. Like, watch this. Ready? Boom. 8 stone per farm. These things, like, they're still stupid. I'm sorry, but I'm just being blunt about it. I cannot believe there was a state where olive groves were... Was it 60 wood, chat? It was 60 wood, right? And I remember saying at the time, like, it's not even 60 wood. It was actually much better than that. Because you needed stone anyway, you get a rebate of stone, which is a more valuable resource compared to wood. Like, so really, you were paying 52 resources for an olive grove. Even now, after they've nerfed it to 75 wood, in actuality, you're paying 68 resources. Yeah, because stone is just so valuable for Byzantines in many phases, right? You want it for the Sistan levels, but also even after that, manganellan placements comes to mind. Always a valuable tool to have in the arsenal. That is a slight cow overflow from Ravane. Come on, let us in! Let us in! Come on, let us in! Yeah! Yeah, quick! Tom, Jerry, Jane! You guys, we don't know you. Should be another Raj coming in a sec. He's also ready to start the age up. And I wonder what he's going to be doing upon age up. Like, are we just going to get a Sofa build? Sofas have been feeling really good as an opening for Marlians at the moment, but the problem with Sofa, guys, is look at the map. Look at the way that sort of is playing. It's sort of defensive. Ha ha ha, no one's made that joke before. No, but seriously, it's hard to justify mass Sofa. You need something else as well. So I would love to see double archery range pretty quick here. Otherwise, I don't really know how he's breaking in. Maybe his thought process is he doesn't need to break in. He just wants Sofas to keep his opponent in the base. And then Ravane could rush relics instead. Because there is like a lot of relics feasible here. So have these warrior scouts paid off? They would have if he'd gone straight archers. It's like, this is the other part that makes it a bit weird, is that he went into a little bit of an odd comp, right? So the part that's weird about this is that Ravane, he pivoted into Sofa from warrior scouts. You already gave your opponent a reason to build Spearman, and then you gave him more justification for his Spearman? Meanwhile, you forced some walling, but you ultimately haven't like got any kills off the warrior scout play. So it does feel a little bit odd the way that Ravane has done this for sure. You know what would be sick here? Is like some sort of strategy that involves Sofa into Springolds. Very unlikely though, because you know Byzantines are probably playing Longbow contract, and Longbows destroy the crap out of Springolds. But you know, we're spitballing ideas here. Hey. Sort of the Limitane account is pretty stable here. What is he up to with his economy though? Is he going fast Imperial? What in the goose? Excuse me. That's a little bit of a weird strat. Oh, sorry, no, I'm an idiot. He's not even castle yet. Guys, it's been a long day. My brain. Oh, my God. Oh, we had a moment. All right, so tech up is now on the way. I guess Ravane is just hoping he gets enough Sofa to break the Limitane before they upgrade. But it's level 3 system, right? Level 4 system, actually. That's even rougher. Level 4 system is going to allow the Limitane unlock in, like, what, 30 seconds? I don't think there's going to be an opening here for Ravane. Is he at least playing Relics now? Yeah, he's switching into it. So the Imams are finally on the way. I so want more maps to have these type of routes, by the way. Ah, that sucks. There's no connect. I almost want maps to intentionally have these little staggered routes through. There is one map that does that, right? Of the ones they added with Knights of Cross and Rose, there is one that's meant to do that. But it's like to the extreme that no one wants to play it because there's no room to build anything. It's kind of unfortunate. Like these maps where there's limited room to build, in theory, are cool. But like, unfortunately, the thing that we learn with certain map designs is that all it does is discourage certain civs and enable other ones. So like an example is Marlians. Marlians are great on maps where you don't have much room to build things. Because they don't need much room for their food, right? We'll break through, but vicious here from the Vayne, by the way. Villagers even being pulled. I mean, you've broken the wall, but now what? Like, is he actually going to commit into this? That's a lot of spears. And one of the Sofas does sneak by, but this just doesn't feel like a great trade. No. And by the way, guys, this was against standard Limitane. Sort of. He has the veterancy now on the way. That was absolutely not worth it for Ravane. I'm a little bit shocked he even tried. Yeah, this is what I meant about Marlians being very space efficient, though. Like, this is their food economy right now. They do this, and then they spawn cows. Like, he's eating the deer right now, but if he didn't have that, all he needs is room for the Fulani and a ranch. A mill. Because then he just spawns cows to eat. Like, this is the conundrum of, like, designing maps that are space limited. Is that certain civs vastly eclipse the others. Because if you think about it, by comparison, you know, how many farms are going to have to be here to compete? Probably, like, double the size of Fulani coverage. Relic game, by the way. Looks like sort of might get 2. That's pretty good from his position, actually. I think Ravane kind of neglected a little. He knew about this west side relic, never went for it. He had central control. Maybe he's paranoid about losing that, so rushed that side instead. I think he just kind of lost track of his monks, maybe. It just feels like they're very late running out here. He did at least get the east side one, but the thing that's weird about him going for the west side one last is if you look at what he's been doing for the last 2 minutes, it's the Sofas on the east side of the map. Like, technically, that should have been the relic that wouldn't get collected by Sword Off, right? Because you had these Sofa in position. Still, good for the Swede. Makes it 2 relics. That's going to be very important for mercenary scaling. Is up to 20 Lombo already. More coming. And Cataphract switch rather now on the way. Good timing as well. Because Ravane is going to the archers. Kind of have to eventually. When you see so many Limitane. Remember what we said about Ravane, though? He likes melee units more than anything. We use spears. In fairness, these guys like to have spears. But in general, the thing I've noticed about Ravane, he loves melee units more than any player I know. I mean, you have to go archers here, right? But, like, if he could avoid it and just build a melee unit instead, he would. Like, technically he could, right? Like, you could go Musafadi. Interesting enough. Like, Musafadi and just the Limitane is not too bad from a cost efficiency standpoint. Because Muso has 75 resources, Limitane has 90 resources. The problem here is, like, you'd be building Musafadi into Lombo, right? So you just die. So yeah, has to go archers. No real choice in the matter. Still R2 now coming for Ravane as well. Yeah, timing overall good. He hasn't really revealed the full intent yet. We do have flank secure coming through for Sword Off. The Monk's trying to be a nuisance, but that's going to be fixed quickly. And he's getting the 8k Vayne here, so plenty of houses being set up. The question is, who wants him? Someone's like, hey, KP, I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody's saving for Imperial Age. Don't give me that. In every matchup, there's always one player that wants him. Doesn't mean you get it, but they want it. I would say sort of. I think Lombos are really, really nice once you get Foreign Engineering Company for the volley ability. Also, Nesta Beast to counterplay all the archers is great. Malians can be a little bit annoying, actually, though, because on this type of map, mangonels, right? Like, think about that. You have infinite gold, and you're on a static map. Or at least what should be a static map, right? It's very thin. So mango play, quite good, quite easy to defend, hard to catch out of position. And if you guys remember, when we get to the hyper late game, Malians have been one of the most oppressive and impressive civs when it comes to mango spam. We're also talking about a map that has got trade on it. Right? Remember, the trade is very easy to do on Altai. To a fault, it's that easy. Interesting that neither player has gone for those Forgotten Runes still. They are really far out there. I do wonder how much of this is it's just too inefficient in the mind of the players versus people just forget. Because the other thing is, I believe there's still that bug where if you press Seek Shelter, if you ring the town bell or something like that, then the villager from... Well, they should really be ringing the town bell. But if you did, the villagers inside the Forgotten Ruins would come out. Yeah, this is looking like a full hunker down, guys. I guess we'll go 2x a little bit more. Maybe Remain looks up for a fight. He's got as many Sofa as there are Limitane, which is a pretty desirable position to be in. In fact, you can even see it on the army value. 1.5k ahead. Catacount not really there from Sword-Off. He was looking for that switch up in the heavy armored units. Didn't quite get there. Gold gets denied on the front side. So Ravane, it's a starvation game. He'll let him have the 4k on the outskirt. But everything else belongs to the Malians. It's their birthright. They were born in the gold. Molded by the gold. They didn't get a golden crown until they met Khal Drogo. He's brute forced his way in again. Wall's gonna break. Where are the Limitane? He's holding them really far back here. Yeah, so he sacks his Cataphracts. Limitane now go in, but he's lost a lot of his extra DPS. And the archers, they're making quick work of this. Look at the spear count. It's already down from what, like 27 to 14? They are just getting absolutely blown apart. Mangonel placement's going to come in clutch, but he needs to really be targeting towards the archers right now because Ravane is successfully brute forcing deeper. Instead, he keeps target firing the Sofa. Lombo count is still fairly sturdy at 35. And we are now pushing into production. This is where things get a little bit weird for Ravane. What he's looking for is worker kills. Remember, it's been 2 TC Byzantine for a long time. System power up as well. Fulani is something, but not something else. It can't really match up against the Biz economy to a full extent right now. So he needs to shut it all down. Does that successfully. About 20, 30 villages not working. A lot of them going down. Sort of. He's not pulling back from the farms quick enough. His archers will claim some lives here. There's a second wave building on the front TC. And the groves being uttered up is a big deal right now because Sort of doesn't have the food necessary to get additional Limitane out. Meaning if Ravane preps more Sofa right now, there's a flood up. Instead, he takes a different direction, folks. We've got 2 TC from Malians. 3 TC from Malians. Do I have a fourth? Do I have a fourth? Anyway, I got a fourth and a fourth and a fourth TC coming in the TC and fourth. No, 3 should be good enough. So after all that pressure, all that push, what looked like a resounding success story waiting to happen, he just pivots. I mean, I guess I see where he's coming from. His food reserves aren't that crazy, but his gold is. And remember, the unique thing about Malians, when they build TCs, half the price is gold, not stone. A change that was made quite a while ago. And I remember when that change was made, everyone was Fury crafting. We'd immediately switch over to a 2 TC meta for Malians. Didn't actually happen. The next meta switch after that change, if I remember correctly, ended up being the Pro Scouts meta, which is basically the Antichrist play to 2 TC. Tech up, come on though. Did he just sell? Yeah, he sold across. So Ravane burns all the gold, and why not? He's got 3 relics, 1 sacred site, multi-pit mines. He'll get the gold back quickly. Sort of continues to play defensive. He's got to rebuild the worker losses. He's not coming out, but he's also not aging up. So Ravane just looking confident again. Last time it was what? 2-minute castle advantage, I want to say. Maybe more. Could have similar here. I mean, sort of definitely has the food levels to catch up in about 1.5 minutes. Gold might become the bigger conundrum, though. He's got 3k in the corner. Looks like he's playing for the north side now. Oh, yeah, he actually gets it. Double outpost defense. This is important, guys. The 8k is crucial for him here. Malians can function without the direct gold access. Byzantines, not so much. Going Imperial is a gold lofty task. It's 1,200 for access, sure, but the cost comes after that. Thousands upon thousands of gold to get all your crucial upgrades. We'll start queuing up those upgrades. Archer's the priority. Doesn't give a damn about those so far. Alright. One's if you think sort of's going to win this. Two's if you think Ravane is. It's predicky time, baby. I mean, sort of has a bigger army right now. But he's waited too long. The Elite Archer upgrade is only 15 seconds away. I think the challenge in my mind is sort of kind of on the clock. If this game, for example, goes an hour long, that's when we're going to start seeing trade. And that's when the mango strats come in. Right? Whereas an hour in this game, I guess sort of could trade. Like, in fairness to them, Byzantines kind of get a bad rap. They don't trade often, but they are a trade beneficial civ. The Olivor, right? If you're wondering why don't Byzantines trade, it's similar to what we talked about earlier with HRE. Like, it's at least better than HRE's position because with Byzantines you get Olivor and gold. The negative of trading, you don't get affected by systems. Remember, systems, they give this 26% buff to villagers. Almost matching up against what HRE gets. If you're building traders, you're losing that. Good old heat-seeking mangoes. They never miss their target. Just being annoying on these pit mines regularly. And seeing that on the flanks. Cataphracts also got him before the walls went up, so Ravane's going to take losses there. Sort of now looking to take a big W. Foreign engineering company coming through. A solid economy to back it up as well. 52 olive groves. Can he hold against this, though? Ravane now on approach. I mean, that mango emplacement is the biggest problem, I think, for Ravane. He'll break through, but the sofa count at 14 in this battle ain't too crazy. Frangina going to front line. Needs more spearmen coming out. Starting to thin the herd, though, and the archers will not last long here on the lonesome. Not against double mango tower. Paling's not really necessary, but sure, why not? Sort of like, hey, this ability never gets used. Bombs up, I used it. Are you proud of me, daddy? Always neck and neck on military. 45 archers, though, and now with the tech up, he immediately has access to the volley. I like that Ravane backed off, because if that volley comes out, you're going to start losing the trades, even against a Castle Age unit versus your Imperial. We have had raids, though, and yo, nice hit there. Gets rid of 2 of the ranches. Fails to connect with the other cows, though. That's a little bit of an oversight from sort of. For some reason, we have a Byzantine villager here? What? I won't even ask more questions about what they were up to. Sort of, we talked about the gold issues. Love the fact that he played the wide for the double sacred. That's a really nice amount of gold influx. Remember, you get 200 there. 100 per sacred site. Yeah, like individually, sacred sites are more impactful for your economy than relics. Obviously, the trade-off is that they are harder to obtain and retain. Speaking of Ravane, castle lock-in the center. For a second, I thought we were going to be seeing a gunner switch. I'm glad he didn't do that, guys. Gunners are pretty rough to justify against Lombos. You just die on an approach. Maybe with enough Sofa you could justify it, just because the Sofa will break so fast. Like, your opponent won't necessarily be able to target fire you down. Like, ideally, quite often, what we just see is, like, if you guys remember, there was the early days of the Western contract where Streltsy were defeating everything. But what a lot of players playing Byzantines have realized is Streltsy is just really inefficient scaling now. Whereas Lombos, it's like, I don't need to play the hand cannoneer game. I just need to be able to stop you playing it. And Lombos do that really well. Oh, look. More mango emplacements coming. He's going to send some troops up there. He's got teardrop shields, right? So the spearmen should arrive quite fast. Might need a little bit of repair here. And that was a 50-50 unlucky for Ravane. He goes after the outpost that isn't going to have the mangonel emplacement. Yeah, like he might get the 4 worker kills. But with the mango emplacement there, he won't really want to commit for the other tower. Especially now with Limitane arriving. So game strat. Ravane, what's the win condition here? So I feel like for a long time, the idea has been overwhelm, and the idea continues to be to overwhelm. But when you look at the military count, the overwhelm days are gone. I'd argue they never really existed. Like, someone I really want to praise sort of for is, even though he went 2TC, I feel like he consistently kept up on the army count when it mattered. That's been really impressive in this game. While Ravane definitely done himself no favors with those early castle transitions, you can't really take anything away from sort of being a big part of making it so difficult for Ravane to find the right target. And now with the Nesta Bees coming, like, we're entering a window where Byzantines will be stronger. We talked about the choke point orientation of this map. There's a lot of small tree lines. There's not much wide wrap potential for a main engagement. That's bad news for Ravane, considering Nesta Bees are now on the way from sort of. Nesta Bees that would counter 80% of Ravane's army. You heard me correctly. He's got 80 archers, only 20 so far. Yeah, I'm a bit worried, actually. If Sorov can get towards, like, say, 3 Nesta Bees, I don't think Ravane's going to want to ever fight him. And remember, these Nesta Bees, they're very much spammable. It only costs Olivo. And that's an infinite resource. Yeah, so, like, that's the interesting way to think about this. Like, if there's trade, Malians can be best in hyper late game. But if there's no trade, like, Byzantines, I think without trade on the map, Byzantines is the best Civ in the hyper late. Because none of a Civ can just build units off of, like, the one unit type, the one resource type, right? Olive oil. Castle drop, sort of. That was a bit weird. Stop building. Nesta Bees did just get sniped straight away, by the way. Oops. Counterfrag front line is trying to hold the archers back, but the poison arrow is just bringing them down. And what just happened? He still doesn't cancel the castle. I think sort of. Maybe just a few more Nesta Bees would have been the priority there. Still, Ravane, he needs to find a way to keep pushing. And we talked about this issue of most of the army being archers. So that's become the biggest of problems when you reach the Mango Towers. There's a comment earlier about Mango Towers are stupid. Yes, that is all. That archer count is getting quite a bit lower than it was, though, right? Yeah, the Horseman Surge from Sword of is on point. He doesn't have biology yet, mind you. So not even in their final form. This is so obnoxious. I think Ravane... How different does this game look right now if he just takes a few trebuchets instead? Because he keeps taking great fights, and then he eventually reaches the defenses, and he has no answer. That's the trade-off of having an army that is majority archers like this. You don't even have incendiary arrows to try and burn down the towers quicker, right? But there's simply no counterplay for you. Yeah, the thing you have to remember, guys, is that... You see it here, Malians, they don't get incendiary arrows. Remember, they get something called precision training. Which, if I'm not mistaken, Ravane has completely forgotten about. Pretty sure I'm not mistaken. Yep, didn't take it, guys. That's pretty gruesome. He's missing out on +2 damage on all his archers. I hope he realizes that soon. Because how could the start of the fights look? I mean, you're just leaving +2 damage for 70% of your army on the table, and it only costs you 500 resources that you have. I think the problem with precision training is that people forget about it all the time because it's not in the university, it's in the blacksmith. So you instinctually go in there and you queue up all the tier 3 techs, but you usually forget about that one. Also, no silk bowstrings. Yeah, I think that may be a little bit more understandable on the gold costs. And then again, it's like not insane, right? Yeah, 700 gold's pretty high. He could afford it though. I think Ravain's just become a little bit tunnel visioned. If he ever gets precision training plus bowstrings, I'd favor him here heavily. Currently, he only has the biology. When will the KPMM series start? I'll probably have someone to share on... I think I'm aiming to have someone to share on Friday. I was hoping to have info out sooner, but it's been a conundrum because Choom is leaving us. So we're having to find like a new admin replacement. We'll break here. Sort of. Has he got Exploratores? He does. I love that. Exploratores is so underrated, guys. When you're running out of gold in the late game, it is a boon. 30 gold per worker kill. And well, your opponent, he had 3 TC, now 2 TC, so there's plenty of workers to kill. He even sneaks onto the farms. Ravain not noticing it, finally does and starts to pull away. Still expensive losses. Ravain with a bigger army, but he just needs to push. And he's fixed the issue, folks. All right, this feels like the break point now. We have bombards, the thing that's been missing every single time. What is up, Joke Bear? I see you with the prime. Thank you very much. Anyone else want to drop those primes? It's also appreciated. Does allow us to put more and more hours into content creation. I feel like this is the type of map that we could have put hours into, but Altai, as deep as it can go, has its limitations because nobody is trading. So far, they flood the front line, they break it. Limitane did not outlast them. Archers are now in trouble. Bombards onto the castle. Ravain has the timing. He can taste it. And he dabbed the napkin. Get the dab of victory. The Sofa line is thinning. He needs a new wave. Villagers are not being pulled for the repair of the castle. It's almost down. New troop of Sofas arriving just in the nick of time, but looks like Ravain is going to have to back up just a little bit here as the archers are now frontlining against horsemen. This is not a good trade anymore, Ravain. He refuses to back away. Look at the numbers. They're falling fast. New Sofa spread out. They'll try to cut off the bleeding here. The bombards also do get taken out and pushed back. The Royal Cannon defense succeeds. And Ravain not able to break it. Sort of. Now flooding forward. Castle to be denied. Even if he gets it up, remember, there's already Royal Cannon shooting. And look at the HP of this thing. It's not going to be worth the commitment. Ravain gets the castle up just in time to watch it come clambering down. Sort of now got his push on. And Ravain, it's slipping away, isn't it? He just doesn't seem to have the economy to reproduce an army quick enough here. Sort of. He doesn't know. He doesn't realize. He assumes there's more coming. He backs away. Yeah, except the Streltsy, I guess. A small group to send in just to test the waters. Still, sort of has done a great job on flank control, actually. He's been constantly raiding in where possible. Now it's not with the stone wall, but before this, great. On top of that, he's been gaining resources there. Like, this is the thing that's actually allowed him to stay in this game comfortably. And now allow him to get to a huge tech advantage. Incendiary arrows coming in 30 seconds. We still don't have the mini incendiary arrows for the archers of the Malians. Remember the precision training in their blacksmiths. It still hasn't been clicked. That's the one that gives the +2 damage to archers, the +3 to javelins, and the +6 to Donzo's ranged attack. Outside that, gunner switch now. Remember our issues we took with gunners before, though? Like, you're against Lombo Horsemen, so in a way you're upgrading your archers into something better. But I find it a bit concerning Ravain's trying this when he's got so much extra population to work with. Like, I'd understand trying to switch gunners at maybe like 180 sustained pop, because at that point you're trading out for a better unit and you can afford to. But we're currently in, oh my god, I almost died, I need to rebuild phase. This is what makes this a little bit more shaky out of Ravain. Still more archers. Yeah, I think we're just at the macro point now, right? It's probably going to be big reserves of troops queuing for Byzantines. Also, this next fight, Limitane count is a little bit low from sort of. But if he plays around these choke points, I can see how this works. Got a little bit of stare down. I think we'll 2x just slightly. It's not going to last long because if you haven't learned it by now from watching Ravain, this guy has no patience. He's the type of player you rarely ever need to use a 2x speed because he'll be next into the fight just like that. Dash comes in for Anjin. I'm going to get sacked here. That does free up space for Limitane. Ravain, does he have that infinite push power now? Every time we see the Surfer get here, every time it looks like they're going to be able to break through, they get pushed all the way back. Looking good right now. 27 Surfer still alive. And I like that from Ravain. He's not overextending. He was respecting the defenses. He just wants to chip away at the military count, force a recommitment, back off. I do still scratch my head about how we're breaking this base. Because we've seen him try bombards, and like this is, I think, one of the things that makes Byzantines really, really effective if the game can go deep enough. It's the Royal Cannon effect. Royal Cannons are just insanely powerful. They're the best trading siege weapon you're going to find. You know, even when you're up against Culverins, right? The problem with Culverins, they're slower, and they only get 0.5 more tower range. So Royal Cannon that attacks actually quite quick, has immediate deploy to shoot, quite tanky, quicker movement speed. Like, I'd take Royal Cannons over Culverins any day for a siege war. The only times Culverins going to feel better is when you have a full static, where they can't really move on either side. Great hit by here, by the way. The villagers on the front side from Ravain. Oh, the charging deep. Now, Sorf's army is quite small. But Ravain isn't flexing the full arms. No, the archers, they were holding back. And on top of that, the horsemen broke in again. The Cura Siphon to open up the wall. Man, just more and more gold. It's getting the final text. Like, this has been the weak point for sort of, is like how long he has to wait for these things. We have a cataphract switch now. Really cool to see. Up to this point, sort of couldn't really do cataphract. He was struggling to sustain Varangian because he just didn't have gold for tech. But he has pretty much everything he needs now. And cataphract is a solid answer up against the Sofa. It's just something that can frontline for you to hold out against his frontline. Still would like to see Nesta Bees. I'm a bit shocked sort of hasn't trusted it. Instead, he just queued up 7 groups of longbows. Reminder, that's ×5, by the way. 8 groups of longbows. Oh my god. He's got 40 longbows in reserve, guys. 40 longbows? Whoops. Just accidentally knocked my camera. Yeah, I feel like that's too many longbows. Even now, like, what, scaling Streltsy? I think that's the Golden Horn Tower at work, though. Probably the Golden Horn Tower. No, that's longbows. He actually is actively queuing Streltsy. How is this game not over? I don't know why I'm singing that. But yeah, this is Altai. I kind of feel like I already want Altai rotated out. It's been fun to see it back for a season, but this has been a very meat grindery game, like when this happens on Dry Arabia and you see it, you can at least say it's because both players are doing this. But like in this situation, the players don't really have much of a choice. And the cows, he's missing 5. You are correct, yeah. Oh, that's pretty annoying actually. Still, Sofa count's looking good. Ravane has lost more workers, but in fairness to him, he's sustained military count. If he can get everything in one place, it could be a really good fight, but that is not a good fight at all. Ravane, no! He overreacts on the flanks and gets completely caught out of position. Sort of patiently waits for the time to strike and perfectly delivers that killing blow. Damn, Expelliarmus is kind of crazy. All right, I janked my camera, 1 sec. Yeah. I full on elbowed it. I was like, die, camera. Oops. There we go. Show China mirror Ravane and Sword Off. Good God, no. China mirror, what are you trying to do to me? Season 2 KPM start next week, question mark? I said we'd look to probably give info on Friday. Friday is my goal for info drop. All the more reason to tune in. Alright, so 1 second. Trying to think if we keep going or we call it soon. Because like tomorrow I'm taking my family on a little family trip. Which means I have to be up early. Ugh. Which I don't like. I might call it. It's a little bit of a short stream, but... eh. There was maybe one thing I can quickly show off, actually. There's a new mod. I've had Hussein working on something, so... I don't want to say we commissioned him, because I don't have budget to give him. But the lad's a legend. He's always working in the background. But we talked him into creating a new game mode. I said, how cool would it be if there was a way that you could draft whatever units you want and create a civ, essentially. So Hussein has created something called Empire Draft. So the way this works, yeah, you choose your economic choice in the lobby, your civ. But then, in-game, you do a military draft. Apparently AI works as well, so I'm curious. Let's have a look. So yeah, we've been talking with Hussein about this for... I don't know if Hussein's in chat right now. I can probably tell you. It's probably been like 2 months or so. 2 months ago, I think, maybe. I said to him, like, I'd love to have this because I'd love to actually try and formulate a tournament around it, potentially. So if we go in... and Empire Draft, he called it, right? Yeah. So give this a spin. I haven't had a look at it yet. I haven't had a chance, so I thought we'd look. Gold count for selecting units. Ah, got it. So he put a price on it. It's like I might, depending on this, I might have him like I might commission him to go deeper, where you would draft your civ at the start of the game. I don't know though, because like I've talked about this before, where like drafts in general suck. That's the challenge of like having it. But yeah, like eco tech. What would we want eco tech wise? Maybe Lancaster's pretty cool. Ugh, disgusting. Let's go Lancaster. So we'll show this off a little bit. So yeah, this is the game mode that he's been working on for like 2 months. I'll get ready to move my camera as well, because you guys are gonna want it probably over to the side. Maybe up here. Where can we put my cam? Right, so you do start with all the buildings, and these are simply to get the options. Look at this. So you can get Hobbler, you can get Horsemen, Gilded Horsemen, Ghazi Raiders, so on and so forth. I do seem to be missing my villages. Where are my villages? Huh? Oh, no. It's because I have to draft the army now. Yeah. So we do have the full draft. So you can choose the units you want. So, for example, like you really have to think about what you want ahead of time. So you can go like longbow with, let's say, Hospitalier. And then maybe, what should we get here? Slash the cavalry straight away, XD. I don't know. I think you have to wait the next stage for them. But he's applied prices to everything. So, like one of the crazy ones to think about here was the idea of having access to longbows and, like, imagine longbows and French knights. Like, that was the first one in my mind. I was like, people will love this. Like, casuals will love this idea, just getting longbow plus knight. So, yeah, look, I can get Hospitalier there, and then I can get longbow, Schlachter. Oh, that's interesting. So you don't get the base units. I might have to, like, I wonder if that's intentional. So you have to select a lot in 30 seconds. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, can you select more as the game goes on? Maybe not. That's going to be interesting. But the interesting thing there is, like, if you go back to at the start, is, like, you obviously can choose how much gold. So, like, this is where the drafting element could be cool. Because, like, the idea is you're going to want to have a balanced draft of, like, options, if that makes sense. You don't just want to, like, go for the most dented approach. Because if you leave yourself, like, completely exposed to horsemen, you just lose to that, right? So you really have, like, there's a lot of strategic layer to this. So this gold count is how much you have for selecting units. And then you have the time to select. And go for max resources so we can just test some things. We'll allow cheats as well. Based on steroids? Kind of. Like, Zero Space is civs plus merc choices? I haven't played Zero Space in a long time, so I can't really comment on that, but sure. So yeah, like, I recommend going check this out. It's Empire Draft, the most recent game mode. Let me know what you guys think about it. Hussein worked really hard on this, and he done a great job. I wonder if there's better, like, deviations down the line, but yeah, look, you can even get things like this. You can even get unique techs. So, like, we're thinking, like, what? What would you go for? Ooh, that's an interesting thought. Can you do Earl's Guard with heavy maces? As an example? To get Earl's Guard, you get... Why is it taking me 3 minutes to get that? They're all saying that. That's weird. Wait, did I change any settings? Or is it always like this and I didn't notice? It might have always been like this. Anyway, we need to rush some choices. Ghazi and Knights, for example, guys. Ghazi and Knights. Just think about that. That's kind of wild. I think the UI probably needs some work. Looking at it now, I feel like that was kind of confusing to look at, right? So we won in a jiffy, right? Was it in a jiffy? I could have... Was it space in a jiffy, maybe? Yes. Okay. Also, why have I got loads of some and not loads of others? Okay, smorgasbord. Right. So do I have... Yeah, you do have the Lords of Lancaster like this. So, we do have standard men-at-arms, but we unlocked those, didn't we? Yeah, so you do have to... Like, you basically have to click everything. I have to talk about that, because I thought of it more as like a... You could buy things as the game went on. I guess the challenge is there's just so many units. The challenge with this type of game mode, to make it really good, you need to you need to eliminate the complexity of like how you choose and everything. Like the harder it is to do, the less people are to engage, if that makes sense, right? So that's the big challenge of this, is like getting it to an optimized point where you can just play. You don't have to spend a cajillion years like getting a diploma to figure it all out. Because the problem is there's not much... This type of like style to me, there's not much experiment. Like there's a lot of experimentation, sorry, but there's not much trial and error within the game. Does that make sense? Like you're basically gonna commit, and then how to put it? You're gonna commit, do these things, and the choices are gonna kind of like be locked in. You can't. There's no fluidity. The beauty of RTS is the opportunity to recover, but like you're gonna be locked into your choice essentially with the way this plays. Let's test something, by the way. I want to see if... Do Hospitaller get bonus now? No, they don't. It's just Earlsguard. But I'd love to know if Padded Jack... It should be just Yeoman. Yeah, it's just Yeoman. No overlap there. But there will be some techs that in theory should, right? Now, this will be an interesting one. Do these knights get Collar of S's? Nah, they don't. Okay, I don't know. I think I was hoping there'd be more overlap for like ingenious moves like, you know, Royal Knights with Collar of S's. But there isn't, which is a bit sad. I don't know. This is first iteration though. Like, I'd recommend playing this, giving feedback to him. I feel like already in my mind, like there's on a UX level, there's some changes that definitely need to be made to make it more user-friendly than what it currently is. But guys, I'm going to get ready to round down. So we're going to find someone to raid. YouTube, Kick. I'm going to end the streams now. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We should be back. I might take Thursday off to prep the things that we're doing on Friday, but we'll see. So possibly Thursday. Otherwise, it'll be Friday. I know it's a little bit of a lighter week because we went live late today. But what I can at least say is next week, we should be getting back into the groove Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays all the way through until the end of September. Maybe we do something on the weekend. I don't think there's any tournaments or anything happening this weekend. There might be the qualifiers, actually, for the North American LAN. I'll have to check that. If there is, then maybe we go online for one of the days, at least, and cast them. But, yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. I'm actually just double-checking the qualifiers on this. Qualifier 1. No, it's the 23rd of August. It's got ages. So maybe because there's nothing happening on the weekend, maybe try and figure out, like, a show match or two we can do. We'll see. But yeah, GG's. I'm going to end it for YouTube and Kick.